Yeah.
He does. He does. That's his style.
Yeah, I always throw it under a cap though.
All right, I'm starting the live feeds here. Let me get the 4-box situated here before we take off running here. How am I gonna do this?
Do you want me to move over?
There
we go. We can sit a bit closer.
Yeah.
That part's fine. We can work that out.
It's okay. You know?
I'm gonna zoom you in as close as I can without making you have to like sit on each other's lap.
I mean, it is Valentine's Day, so.
Oh well, there you go.
Valentine's Day with each other. So.
Okay. All right, now I have to fix one other thing in your name, right? It's just get rid of the H.
J-O-N.
Right.
You want lots of H's.
Okay, so now I'll do this, and then does that meet your satisfaction?
That's it.
All right, cool. That works.
Perfect.
Oh, wait, no. But Chisholm still has 2 M's.
Oh, there's 2 M. You know you're making this. Tell Harold he's got to learn how to spell. Come on, Harold. He's not watching, so I can say that.
I mean,
you never know.
He said he was planning on tuning in.
Yeah.
Well, he emailed me and he said it's Valentine's Day, and he said he wasn't going to be tuning in. So I don't know. Maybe he will. Oh my God. So what I'm going to try to do here, I'm going to try to finagle you guys because I've got toys. Whoa! Look at this! Look at this! So I can make these guys go all over the place.
Pretty cool.
All right, so let's see if we can get these guys somewhat centered.
There we go.
There we go.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Now my hat looks a little squished.
There we go. I think that looks good. And now I got to fix your 4-box, but that's minor. Okay. Everybody wants to be a live video guy, but they don't want to do this. All right.
Nope.
So what I think I'm going to do, I think I could put one of you in the 4-box, because if I try to squeeze you both in there, it's going to be goofy. But what I could do for this, what I can do is I have you over here on 7. So what I can do is I'll put Cass on one side, and then what I'll do is I'll put Jonathan on the other, and then I think we will be set.
Perfect. Technical difficulties.
Yes, but it looks good, and so I can do this, and bada bing.
Perfect. There we go.
Okay.
Nailed it.
I think we're good. And I think we should be live. Can anybody confirm that?
Checking now.
I believe
it just popped up.
It should be on Facebook. It should be on YouTube. Yes, everybody's over there.
Now live on YouTube. Yep.
It is live on YouTube. Even though, check this out. So YouTube says I'm offline, but I see a bunch of people in there that.
No, you're on.
No, it says I'm offline. Whoop, wait, hang on.
No, you're streaming.
On
3 minutes. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yep.
Well, I'll show you what I see. I see nothing.
I had the same issue when I was streaming last night off of Wirecast. I was getting conflicting information between Wirecast and YouTube.
Well, I think it's YouTube's API because I know I'm not using Wirecast to stream right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm using so I need to find, if I just go to my channel, I should be able, I am not a YouTuber.
Yeah, everyone is screaming on YouTube. You're on. Relax.
Okay. All right. So can you see this? You can see all the comments then on YouTube?
Yep, we're good.
Sure can.
Okay, cool. So as long as somebody can see it, that's all that matters. And I'll try to watch.
Yeah, Cass keeps playing with her hair to make me feel very self-conscious. I have no hair.
I feel self-conscious. We're looking at ourselves in a huge boardroom TV, and we're sitting on the table, so we're close enough to it.
Okay. So I've got this pulled up. Did you guys manage to get this shared out by chance while I was playing around here?
I will start.
Okay, cool. So guys in the chat room, we're going to get started here shortly. Yes, Glenn, go ahead.
Yeah.
So let me finish tweaking here. Let's see here. Yep, I'm not reporting errors on my end, so it looks like everything is up.
I'm over here.
Jonathan Hayden again? Oh,
Yes.
okay. I've got YouTube pulled up now. All right. We are good.
Oh,
All right, guys, we can get this started here. I think, is everybody set? Everybody good?
Thumbs up.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Good.
cool. Let me get rid of this. Guys, we're going to go dark and we'll get this started. Hey guys, it's Friday, so do you know what that means? It's another edition of the Retro Buzz, and today is a very special edition. And it's not because Glenn's here and it's Valentine's Day. Although Glenn would probably
I love
like
you
it.
all. I love you all.
It's special for us.
It's special. We've got Mr. Cool Toy there. Well, you're not looking like Jericho today, so
No,
I don't
just
know.
back to my usual costume.
And we also have the voice from beyond. We have Jonathan and Cass from ChizCom.
Hey.
I don't know if I should wear my hat forward or backwards. I'm really torn here.
Well, it's really whatever you want to do. I mean,
You want to go old school? You have to go with me. If you want to go the cool hip guy, you got to go Mr. Cool Toys way. You know, that's how it is.
Or you just turn
Well,
it
he's got
sideways.
the Legends Ultimate branding, so I feel like that's better.
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, you could show that. So, for those that don't know, today is the National Owners Day for @Games, and you guys have been blowing up the internet today, releasing a whole mess of new firmware. You put out a bunch of giveaways. I think you released a new product or something. No?
I think 5 p.m. Eastern, something came online. I don't know much about it though, so I don't know if we're going to talk about that tonight.
Well, I don't know, Glenn. Do you know anything about it? I mean,
Well, I saw a little hint of it somewhere a few minutes ago. Well, almost an hour ago now, and it was just a teaser. It was only like 5-second teaser, so very little information so far. But maybe we could find out more tonight. We get these two cornered.
I don't know. They don't look like they really want to share anything. They're barely sharing
We
the
have
table.
lots to share.
So
Perfect.
let's kind of get into this. Give us a history. Why did you guys call this National Owners Day? Let's start there, because I think that's
So I mean, you guys know PK, and PK loves the community more than anything, and all the support you guys give us. So we were brainstorming at CES, and we wanted to figure out a way to give back to the community. And we figured, what better than to show our love for all you guys do and all the community does, but celebrate on Valentine's Day for the first National Owners Day, and just give back to you with prizes, announcements, sneak peeks, and just really make it a fun day all about you guys and all about the community.
Yeah, this started, no joke, over a cup of coffee at breakfast at CES. We got the opportunity to meet with so many of you guys, so many fans, so many owners, and hearing the positive feedback and how many people were supporting us, we really got the wheels turning and thought, what could we do to show our appreciation and make it an annual event? And National Owners Day 2020 was born.
Nice.
Or Nod 2020.
So
Nice. And so this is kind of something that, besides that, you decided to also bring out a new product that Glenn alluded to just a little bit ago.
Yeah, so for those who haven't seen, we launched the Legends Gamer today. There it is up on the screen, and you can see it has all the same great features as the Legends Ultimate, but you'll notice those two handy buttons on the side, plus 8 arcade buttons versus the 6. Same connectivity, it's wireless towards your TV or your monitor, and it's just another evolution in our product line.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What's
I'm
your
pretty
first?
excited about it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, the only other thing out there like this is, it's kind of like the Pandora box shell things we see. And as far as their capabilities, they are a little bit limited. And with this having the similar capabilities as the Legends Ultimate Arcade itself, and being the price point that we're seeing at $199, I think this is a heck of a deal. I mean, I'm very impressed with this, and this is something, even as a Legends Ultimate owner, I'm still interested in picking up secondary as something for my downstairs TV that I can enjoy without having to lug my Legends Ultimate around the house.
Mm-hmm. And that's something
Right.
PK and the whole At Games team have really, really listened to the community and thought of ways, whether it's a different price point or more nimble or more agile, so you can have multiple in your home, what would make for the best gaming experience. And you'll see that today and in the future, that we're constantly trying to come out with things to innovate and keep our fans happy.
I think, like Cool Toy said, I think it's pretty neat if you could have a smaller versions of the Legends Ultimate, the same type of feature set, same upgradability on there. I do have a question for them, though. When you look at the control panel, obviously we have the 8 buttons versus the 6. We don't have the spinners. We don't have a trackball. Are there going to be other versions of this with those features built in, or just going for a slightly different game set? Because it looks like it's really set up now more towards, fighting games, which is great for head-to-head. But there are still people out there who like the spinners and the trackball style games. Is this just an early prototype right now? Is this going to change, or is this a final product right now?
Well, so there's always changes as we get closer to release date, but for the most part, this is the Legends Gamer. And in terms of future updates with trackball or spinners, that's something that's behind closed doors at the moment. This is the first iteration of the Gamer, and time will tell what other versions you see.
So what Jonathan really means is you'll have to have us back on many more times, and we'll keep giving you little snippets of information.
So what I think is cool, because we all have seen it in the community. You alluded to the buttons on the side. Here, I'll go back to this so everybody can see. You alluded to the buttons on the side, and we did see a mod that somebody actually did that for pinball, because just to make it, more ergonomic. We also saw somebody, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when they skinned it, they also put the 4 buttons on it in a mod, kind of like the way you guys did it there. I really like that, because that, I know we can attest to this, playing Killer Instinct over Steam as well as Mortal Kombat. You need those extra buttons for certain features, right? I mean, Doug, you brought that out in the video.
Yeah, I mean, you can get by with 6 buttons, but if you want that arcade experience the way it's meant to be played, you want the 8 buttons. So to see the 8-button layout is ideal for those newer, advanced arcade fighting style games in particular.
So what we need you guys to do that are watching this, that are making these graphics, start making graphics that people can buy with the 4th button, so we can start drilling the holes to put, to put them in there. Because this is ideal for that type of gameplay. So what's the distance on this? I mean, how far away from the TV can you go with this?
I mean, I don't have exact footage, but it definitely has a very good range. Similar to a Bluetooth speaker that you can be, quite a few feet away and still be able to get really good responsive time with little latency, versus having to, be within 6 feet of your TV to make it work.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So this is almost like the Blast, where the HDMI is wireless. So that's kind of cool, because I think the Blast worked fairly well. Is that what this is you're talking about? That the HDMI signal itself is wireless, or is it just the Is that what you're talking about? The Bluetooth going to an HDMI to the TV or something along those lines?
So the control panel is very similar to, like you're talking about, a blast dongle, where that is actually just the controls. All the brains live in the HDMI sort of receiver, the HD setup that you plug into your TV or your monitor.
Very cool.
Yeah. So then you have that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, because that's a big problem. I think a lot of people would say that, you know, and with the latency because of pressing the buttons. I mean, you've seen it with, and I'm just gonna go there. You've seen it with people with Toy Shock. I mean, that's like a few frames. Like if you show it at 60 frames, people could see it. Some of the guys that are really into pinball, they noticed it when they get into some of these games. If the latency's high, being wireless like that, and I know with video, latency can be high on wireless. That's why we were asking that.
No, and I completely get that, and obviously that's something very important. And as we've been sort of celebrating Pinball Month on the fan pages, and then releasing this product, that was a big focus of ours, because we didn't want it to have any of those issues that we've seen in previous products and amongst other brands. So it was something that the whole dev team really focused on when building this product.
You know, guys, I really think we got rickrolled for the last couple weeks, and I was half expecting to come on here and then start playing that song, because everybody assumed we were getting a pinball announcement today. Everybody. I mean, I mean,
you kind of are.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, everybody like half expected. I mean, that was good marketing. I gotta give it to you. I mean, that was like, you kept everybody engaged because you guys came out and said that you're working on it. And then you kept dropping hints, and then all of a sudden it was just kind of like the bottom fell out, and this was born, which totally threw everybody for a loop.
Well, we don't want to give everything away all at once. That's not a lot of fun.
It doesn't mean it won't happen.
No, but it was pretty good. Like, everybody was like, "Oh, what's gonna come? What's gonna come?" So we have a question though. We have a question in the chat room. Is there going to be the possibility of doing direct connection without using Bluetooth? And that was from Matt Scott.
I will have to confirm. And shout out to Matt in Germany. I know he's staying up late right now getting on the show. But that's something we'll have to look at after the fact. But the whole idea behind the Legends Gamer is that it is wireless.
Okay, Glenn, can you read that other? The computer's a bit far here from me. Can you read the question on YouTube from PR87 Reviews? Yeah, can you do that?
Yeah. Okay. We're looking at the website for the new product. There is a disc-looking device with a RJ45 on it. What is that?
That's the receiver.
So that would be the receiver that connects with the control panel, and you plug into your TV or your monitor.
So you'll have your HDMI connection to the receiver, and then that HDMI connection goes to the TV, and then you'll also have the power to the receiver, and then that's going to communicate to the control deck itself.
Exactly. And the nice thing about the control deck is it does have a long-lasting rechargeable battery, so you're not worried about it dropping out all of a sudden when you're in the middle of a big game.
Let's also talk about the fact that
that's kind of cool.
You guys also opened it up, just like the Legends, to add Bluetooth controllers to it as well. So if you want to play 4 players, right?
Yeah. And I mean, we always believe the more the merrier, right? with some of the being the connected arcade, we take that literally to mean connected in the same space or connected across the world, whatever it may be. So that we want everyone to be able to play.
On that, we just said right there, being able to play people from around the world with it. Will you also be able to connect with people who have a Legends Ultimate with that device? Can it go interoperable between the two different systems?
I believe so. The reason being is if it's connecting via
it's doing it through ArcadeNet, it should do it. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So here's what I'm seeing, guys. I was looking at the press release when it was sent over, and I sat there and go, how long do you think it's going to take before guys that have a Toy Shock buy this, take the guts out, absolutely take the guts out of it and put it in a Toy Shock and mod it and make it the Legends Ultimate Pinball Machine. That was immediately what I thought of when I saw this device for $200. They're laughing because I mean, seriously, I thought, how many of you guys in the chat room thought that?
Idea. I've seen those virtual pinball cabinets that have arcade joysticks at the end that also have flippers and have the virtual pinball in. And I immediately thought, I'm like, wow, $200 for this control unit. Modding community, somebody out there is going to connect this to a virtual pinball machine and then have both arcade gaming, virtual pinball gaming, all of it, you know, at their fingertips, which is an amazing opportunity for those people.
Well, we made the announcement about an hour and a half ago, so I'm surprised someone hasn't posted it in the fan club already.
Well, we don't have the product yet, so we can't do it yet.
I'm sure it gives us a weekend, and I'm sure we'll see it eventually. But no, we love hearing stuff like that, and we love seeing the creative mods that people do and just what people come up with. It's fascinating to us. And because we do have so much technology behind it, and we have an amazing dev team over at AtGames, I know with all the upgrades we've been putting out too, even for the Legends Ultimate, when there has been an issue, we've been able to tackle it. So we can continue to put out more product and fix it and innovate it at the exact same time. And that's what the model we're trying to take with everything here too. So continue to chat us, continue to answer our surveys, continue to give us the feedback on any new product we put out, because we truly take it to heart.
Now, does anybody have any of the dimensions? Nick Chrisman is asking in the chat room. Bill, I don't know. I know you're watching, or PK, if you guys are watching. Can somebody post the dimensions in the chat room, or if you happen to know, Jonathan, is that something that you have? Because it looks rather big compared to the other ones, and I think everybody was kind of like, "Wow, that's really cool."
I don't have the confirmed dimensions, but imagine very similar in size to the ALU board.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
Another
why, like
question
32 inches? Go ahead, Glenn.
I said another question in the forums, actually from P-Dub. Basically, people put a pre-order in now. When is it expected to be delivered? When is the product expected to actually launch?
We're hoping end of Q2, early Q3. Obviously, there's some global events going on that have delayed certain things, but that's our ambitious timeline.
A certain virus.
Yeah,
I don't have a mask.
To get it.
Well, I gotta say that my house is probably a spot for it at this point. I got so many packages from China. I am sure this house is going to be quarantined very soon.
So Matt Scott in the chat room, he also wants to know is, and I'm going to paraphrase this, Matt, because it's so far away. He basically stated about a game list. We saw that you guys announced that there's going to be 150 games. Are they going to be the same, or some of those 150 that we have on the Legends Ultimate, or are these going to be a whole mess of new titles that are officially licensed between console and arcade?
So it's going to be, again, 150 games from top licensors. We're still working on confirming the games list, but I know you guys talked about our press release in January about that new deal we made with Taito, and then there's always really good partners. We have a Tetris and Disney and all sorts of different companies. So I don't want to give away too much on the games list yet, but I think you guys will be pleased. And it's connected again. So the games list we give you is only the start of it.
And here we have it. We have Glenn. Way to put an exclamation point on it. Oh, don't start that.
That's the last thing we need.
So the end of Q2, 150 games. Any other questions that you guys have in here? Because, we want to make sure we get any questions that you have answered if we can about this. Go ahead, Doug.
I had one about the components. I'm making an assumption here, and hopefully you guys can clarify this for me. But I'm assuming the components inside the buttons, the joysticks, would be the identical ones we have on our Legends Ultimate now, or very comparable. Would that be a safe assumption?
Yeah, that's definitely a safe assumption. We wanted to make sure we have those high quality arcade controls in the ALU, and we want to do the exact same thing for the Legends Gamer. That's one of the things we've got in terms of feedback from the community, and when people get hands-on with the Legends Ultimate, is just how much they enjoy the controls, and we want to kind of keep that momentum going and do the same thing with the gamer.
Great. That's excellent to hear.
So
There was some comments in the
yeah, I was
forums here
just going to
about,
ask if you could
people
get
who won
them.
today. Do you want to announce any of the people who won today? We had a lot of contests going today.
Yeah, so actually, we have 3 people that are getting one of your Tron accessories, Glenn. And again, for those who don't know, Glenn was gracious enough to donate 2 of the Tron flight sticks and kits that we're giving away, and then we wanted to match that donation and give away 2 more. So we asked on Facebook earlier today, on what day does At Games release their firmware updates? And this doesn't count for you guys who I pester with emails 4 or 5 times a week, but for the community who gets it, the right answer is Wednesday. So the first 3 people that chose that as the right answer were Chuck Payton, Emily Arena, and Guy Anthony. So we'll be contacting them on Facebook to collect their details and get those shipped out to them.
So let me ask you, because the only one I responded to was the Twitter one, only because I was trying to let other people get in on it. But you said the first person to post their Legends Arcade in the At Games group. I put Glenn down because I figured Glenn was the man that had it, because he had
I won already.
Well, you had the prototype.
I got it. Fast shipping.
Amazon Prime, baby. So who was that who was the first person?
I'm going to have to pull that up again. I don't have it right in front of me, but I know it was October 26th was the day, and it was
I would have put money it was Glenn.
Well, he said October, Glentober.
Well, that's what I'm. Well,
There we go. That works. That works.
Yeah, you had it. You had a prototype, and
Well, I
then
did the prototype I had way back. I had that in.
but you didn't post that.
No, called NDA.
No. I understand that, but then you got.
You get
oh no,
sued.
wait.
They
Typically
take you
frowned
down.
upon.
it was you know who it was? It was David Fleischer. He posted it from Sam's Club, I think in San Antonio or Houston. He had one on his cart and was saying that they're here, they've arrived.
I think I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, if you go to the fan page and scroll through all the photos, you'll see his as sort of the first one.
Yep.
So somebody just messaged me. Jason Debler said, wasn't it someone named Sean?
So Sean was right after that.
Okay.
They might have been very close.
Very, very competitive. Just probably by a few minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because we went through to make sure that we had multiple people
Check
making
those
sure that we had the
timestamps.
right answer before we put that question up there.
That makes sense. So,
And then what we were hoping is more people turn to that fan page to go to you guys for answers and for questions, because you guys are such stalwarts of the community and you help navigate with questions, you help update firmware, you help just communicate that. So we wanted to show sort of that National Owners Day, because you guys are just as big a part of the community as anyone else. So we wanted to kind of drive some attention to that fan page as well.
well, we're just Doug and I
We
are just here to
appreciate that.
kind of keep Glenn grounded. That's why we're here. That's what we do.
Make sure his head's
It's just
can still fit the
sit
screen.
down,
What?
Glenn. Sit down.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm floating up there. I'm trying to get down. Hold on to the ceiling. There we go.
So you guys have some, at least Jonathan, you hinted at you had some other news that you wanted to break on here. You want to kind of get to some of that?
Yeah, so I know I flipped you some of those PDFs of different things we wanted to share. And we always talk about being connected to the community and open. And so we wanted to kind of give you guys and the community sort of a behind the scenes look at some of the things that are important to us and some of the feedback we get. And yeah, if you want to kind of pull that up.
Do you want the survey or do you want the other one?
Let's do the Facebook one
Hot
first.
Topic one.
All right.
Because honestly, it is super honest, transparent feedback. Everything from shipping concerns, everything to people having an amazing experience, how quick we've been able to tackle and handle things. So perfect.
So yeah, even if you go sort of to the next page there, again, we heard people were having issues with getting them delivered. People were having issues that different delivery companies were messing it up, or it just wasn't coming on time. And we wanted to be really responsive and work with our retail partners, work with our shipping partners, and work most importantly with the owners to try to rectify those issues. So I mean, you can sort of see we see all these comments, and even this with the joystick modification.
Here's the thing: we're not brushing this under the rug. We're not hiding it. We're not deleting comments or blocking people from groups. We truly appreciate the feedback, and if there's something going on with a delivery system or an issue that we may not immediately be aware of, we do turn to you guys and people in the community to notify us. So we're not hiding anything. We want to be able to address an issue if it comes up.
And one of the things so on this slide, what I really like, and while I'm not allowed to be in the secret society, my card was rejected in the mail, but the fact that this exists and you guys have that communication and the owners can go in and have these conversations, and we love that.
Wait! What are you talking about? A secret society? There is no such thing.
Oh, sorry, that's right.
The first rule of the secret society is don't talk about the secret society.
and that's why my membership was rejected so quickly.
That's that. See, nothing to see here. Moving right along.
I'm gonna miss both of them. They were nice people.
And I mean, kind of moving on, like
even if we go to the survey.
And there's a whole bunch of different examples here of, and I mean, we all know how active Bill is and how great he is in the community, but him putting out the questions, because we want to hear that feedback. And don't forget, there is still that survey link that if you want to win a chance at that digital gift card, give us your feedback. And the same goes for everyone watching, the same goes for you guys. If you see something in an update, you have an idea, throw it at us, email us, keep giving us ideas, and let's see what we can do. The more harebrained, the more challenging. I can't promise anything, but we'll definitely put the due diligence, be trying to deliver it to you guys.
And this was the whole idea behind National Owners Day. Is like, we're not just putting up a couple of fluff, pretty images to share with you guys. Like, it's about you, it's about the owners. So whether there's an issue, whether you've had a great experience, whether you have an idea that you think we could improve on, or just something crazy in your head that you think could work, like, we truly want to know it. The owners are spending so much time with it and giving us great feedback that we're not hiding any of it. Tell us, we want to know.
And one of the things we really like,
you guys have been very active in there as well. You've been very active in there, and I know that you guys have, when people have raised concerns, you guys have stepped up and, you've worked with them on it. So I agree, you guys have been very vocal and helpful in the community.
Well, and it helps that between the Toronto, the LA, the Taipei team, we're pretty much 24 hours around the clock. So we're working hard to respond in a very timely manner and tackle any issue that we see.
Well, it's even more so than that, because all the enhancements, I mean, a ton of these enhancements have come from feedback from the community. Like the newest one you guys just released today with the joysticks, being able to use either joystick on either side of the unit is a big deal for me and a lot of other people. And that's just an example of one of the things you guys got from the community, programmed, baked it in, and got a firmware out.
Well, I mean, I believe there's someone on the show that was responsible for a firmware update a few weeks ago. Doug and the Amazon Fire Stick. I mean, that was all you.
Yeah, that's just, that's something I had an idea. I knew it was capable to play a bunch of games via the Fire Stick, and it was something that probably didn't get a lot of attention because everyone just naturally kind of progresses towards Raspberry Pi and those type of things. But I knew the Amazon Fire Stick had a built-in web store and had the capabilities of handling certain games. And I thought, well, we've got Bluetooth support and everything. If we could have some interconnectivity with the Fire Stick, this could open up some new avenues and new gameplay options for, the Legends community out there. So I thought I'd pass it on. And sure enough, you guys were quick to respond and receptive to it. And then in a matter of weeks, it was out the door and running. So I applaud you guys for the quick turnaround and just the receptiveness of this.
And this is like the point of this day too, is things like that wouldn't happen without you or other members of the community who have been able to flag things to us or notify us about stuff. So as much as we're thrilled, we're happy as a team and enjoying the support, it's really about you guys. So instead of sitting here and showing you guys, what we've done, we're flipping it. And it's like, look at what you've been able to do to help us.
And even when it comes out with the best owners mod, one of the things we really loved was the ultimate holiday contest, where people got to get really creative and decorate their arcade or show us how they might Photoshop it or whatever it is. But we want the whole community to be fun, and we want it to be about gaming. We want it to be about gaming, though, not just in one or two ways that people might think about it. We want it to be from age 5 to 500. Everyone can play. It can be a family thing. It can be a friends thing. It can be a get together thing. It's a little bit of everything. And I think going through some of these slides, we hear everyone.
Yeah.
We know you want to get your hands on the ALU. We are working. We are doing what we can.
Wait. Question for you.
Yeah.
When is it going to be back in stock?
Hopefully by the end of the
We've got
month.
like 20 people asking that.
That's all I hear every day. I see it in the chat. That's what I'm saying. I'm being funny.
No, but that's a good question, and it's one we get often, and it's one that we know is important. So the goal is hopefully end of the month, maybe mid-March, but it's on its way. We're working with our retail partners. We might have a third retail partner that you can order some from, but I can't release who just yet. But it's coming, and we hear you guys, and trust us, we want you guys to have it. Because the more of you out there, the bigger the community becomes, the more we grow that AtGames ownership and that and just the community. We want to have as many of you out there as we can, because if you look at even the example of you three and all you've done, extrapolate that 5, 10, 15 times and more so, it's only better for us.
Yeah.
And when I say us, I don't mean AtGames, I don't mean Chiscom, I mean the whole community.
And I mean, you guys know we're active on social, so as soon as we have a little bit closer to a date, we'll certainly let everybody know, share links, and keep everybody updated. So we're working with you. We hear ya. We're doing our best to make it happen as soon as we can.
Now, another question that keeps getting posted in here, I know what I call it, but the official question is it AtGames or AT Games?
It is AtGames.
Almond Joy or Mounds?
It is AtGames.
Yeah.
Capital A, lowercase t, capital GAMES.
Okay, everyone.
And I know there was
it is
a question in, I believe it was the fan page the other day, where if it was ALU or LUA, and you hear it here first, it is officially ALU, the AtGames Legends Ultimate.
There you go.
And I mean, even here, it's like, again, it's been damaged during shipping. So we've worked very hard to try to get people replacement parts out, to get people replacement panels. If something was scratched, how can we work with them to get it going? Because, again, we want you to be able to have that Legends Ultimate as the pride of, whether it's your game room, your apartment, your basement, your living, wherever it is. We want it to be there. We want it to look its best, and we want it to function its best. So we hear you guys, and we're working to provide you with as much service as we can to repair anything that might have happened.
I think one of the worst things too, if we ever eventually got to talk to someone in person, or they sent us an email and they were struggling with something for a few months or couldn't get something to work, or it arrived in a certain condition, we want to know that. We can't do anything if we're unaware of an issue. So we're super open, we're super responsive and receptive to feedback. So continue to give it to us.
And now this is my favorite one, because this one's probably the one closest to my heart. And as you guys know, I email you all the time, but the firmware updates.
Yeah.
And we want to release them every Wednesday. We always want to have exciting new features. And I mean, there's also been times where we've seen the fire. Don't download.
Yeah.
it's breaking everything, and we try to be just as responsive to.
Sure. Point two's up next.
Yeah, to release those updates or those patches if you find anything, and we go through a rigorous QA process, but sometimes even we don't catch it because it's just something that's not replicable on our end. But we want to hear it and we want to fix it for you guys as fast as we can.
I mean, I know we just went through some pretty open and honest issues, but also like there has been a lot of top community highlights. And we wanted to do a thank you and a wave to some people who have supported us and done amazing videos, and they don't go unwatched. Everybody here at the ChisCom and at the At Games office and every location is watching them, listening to you guys, and just having fun with you. So thank you. We love it.
Oh, I know those people.
Yeah, who's that? I have no idea. But honestly, thank you. Anyone on here, I know we've probably missed a ton of people as well because the support has been amazing. But National Owners Day is truly about you guys.
And yeah, whether it's P-Dubs, yourself, Glenn, Cool Toy, Ralph, Nostalgia, Tampa, whoever it is, the videos you guys put out are so great. Mm-hmm. And we learn stuff every time because it's like, oh, we didn't know we could do that. Now we do. How can we support it better?
Nice.
And then this is one of my favorites too, is
I remember that
Michael
guy.
Stewart here.
That was the great one.
Where he took the arcade out of it.
Yeah.
That was great.
Then he doesn't drive just once.
Yeah.
He drives twice to share it with another owner. And I think that's what's so great about the community. Mm-hmm. And that's why we wanted to celebrate the Owners Day, is because we have people like Michael Stewart. Mm-hmm. And Michael, please email us or get in touch with us on social media. We have a little something special for you. If you're not watching, we'll connect on social media, but I don't know why you wouldn't be watching.
No. If he's not watching, why not?
That's what I was watching. My mom's tuned into this right now, so Michael doesn't have an excuse.
No, but this is so rare. Like, I've worked across many different industries, many different products, across many different age grading as well. And I don't think I've ever been part of a community that's felt the way this community has. From the highs, the lows, the sharing of information, the support, the honestly quick, eager responsiveness time. Like when we put something out, in minutes we have answers, we have responses, we have feedback. I've never seen people react this passionately about anything that I've worked on in the past, and it is crazy. Every day we're just mind-blowing about the audience.
And yeah, I was going to say, this slide, I think, demonstrates what is so great about the community.
Yeah.
And it's everyone being able to play, everyone being able to share. And I know we talked about Glenn's giveaway. And if you haven't been on his website, there is a discount code to save 30% off his Tron accessories. But if you go back to that slide quickly, you'll notice there's a Tron marquee. And so Joe was gracious enough, and if you're not familiar with Joe, definitely check out his work. But he's giving away 2 of those, either the Tron marquee or the control panel, and then he as well is offering a 24% discount. So he was nice enough to offer 12%, and we said we want to do even more for our owners. So At Games was gracious enough to donate the other 12% to save 24% on those. Any Legends graphic work that he can do. So make sure you go
right now. I took advantage of that. I have a Tron 1 on its way to me from Joe. So Joe, thank you. And At Games, thank you for the extra 12%, 24%. I couldn't turn it down. Normally I'd buy 5 of them. This time I only bought 1.
I was just gonna ask you if you got 5 of them.
Well, you need at least 5.
There you go.
I agree. You should have at least 5.
We've got a question in the chat from Joseph Shorts. It says, will there be a more tighter packaging method used when packing the packaging in the box from the factory so this will prevent damage? I noticed there is too much space for movement inside the box.
And that's something we've looked at, and we want to obviously make the packaging as efficient as possible, but also as protective. So I know that a lot of people have found little damage with their units when it's been shipped. We are looking at different methods and making sure that it is protected when it is shipped, and as more releases come out, you'll see some changes there, hopefully.
Cool.
Excellent.
Let me go back to
And one thing when we're
the
talking about
slides
all
here.
those things, when we're talking about all this right now about the shipping and the people out in the community, one thing I want to just stress here again is how far Ad Games has come since the release of this unit right here. Now, me personally, you know me, I got every one of these just about, and Ad Games
No, you got
had,
5 of every one of those.
Let's be real.
more or less. But the point I'm trying to get to is, these products right here, the Atari flashbacks I always liked them, never had a problem. The portables were great. The ColecoVision one they came out with, the Intellivision one they came out with was fine. The Sega Genesis the early ones had a little bit to be desired. They came out with their last one, which actually was pretty good, that accepted cartridges. But there was just always a little stigma because of that, because they had sound issues. Everyone was not on the Ad Games bandwagon. A lot of people were like, oh no, I'm not going to go anywhere near it. Going from that, this is what I'm getting at. Going from people saying, I would never buy an Ad Games product, that stuff's not very good. Then this thing comes out, and
People are
now
begging for it.
begging for it. So I take my hat off to PK and everyone over who works with Ad Games and Chiscom as well for turning that around. It's not easy when you have so much of the community, because as you know, this type of community can be rabid at times. They're very passionate. They like their stuff. And if something's not right, they will be all over you worse than, I don't know, a chipmunk with, I don't know, peanut butter on yourself. I don't know, something along those lines.
That passion goes both ways.
It does. It goes both ways. And, they've come a long way. They've come out with a product. People said there's no way it's going to be any good. It's going to be trash. It is not. The build quality is excellent. The processor on there is more than adequate. I mean, we all know that ETA Prime's done a lot of work, experimenting on the guts of this thing right here. It's an extremely capable machine that is, I've said once before, I'll say it again, it's a Swiss Army knife of machines. It can do a lot. And I take my hat off to all of them for basically, so far, turning the image around. Everything they've been doing has been a good step, listening to community, making improvements, and you guys done a really good job. I just want PK and everyone else to understand you guys are working very hard, because everyone tells you that. You guys are working very hard, and it's showing at this point. You guys have a good product coming out right now to where people can't get them quick enough. Get them out there. Get them out there.
We're trying.
We're trying. No, thank you. And we're really glad the community and you guys have noticed that. It's from the get-go when we first started working with the Ad Games team, and both of us just gelled so well together, and we really just wanted to make a quality product and listen to people and what they wanted. And everybody had the exact same mindset and objective going into that. All egos aside, we're doing what's best for the product, best for the community, and that's how we put our mindset together.
Awesome.
And I mean, we don't have to go through
That's where I got
the
my
rest
baby.
of that deck.
We don't have to go through
But-
all these?
Yeah, it's just some of the different events we attended and some of the different things we got to meet people in the community. But it's actually, if you wanted to take a quick look at that other one, there's a couple neat things in there.
I don't think they want to see the other one. Are you sure? Are you sure, Jonathan, that we should show that one?
I think people would want to see that, but I mean,
Okay. All right.
What do I know?
All right. Okay. We'll pull it up. I'm kidding, people. I'm kidding.
I'm definitely interested in this one. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You
So
you
this
tell
is-
me
this is
you tell
put
me when to
together
flip.
by the different teams, and just it's survey results, and it's what we hear from you guys, what we hear in the comments, and even this word frequency map. And I think this kind of builds off of what Glenn said. I mean, if you look at the two biggest words, love and great, and that we are so appreciative to hear that.
Mhm.
And those are also two words that would describe the community best as well. Is one, we love them, and two, they're great. And we appreciate the way that you guys are responsive. And I know you said they can be fairly rabid at times, but to me that's a great thing. Because if they're passionate about something, that is way better than them being apathetic and not caring. Because then we're all in trouble. If they care enough to give us that feedback, negative or positive, to me that's more important than anything else. And I know the whole team feels the same way. But
even just looking at some of these, like what was your reasoning for purchasing? You know, there's more in here about ages and favorite games, and you know, this is just great learning for the community too, but it even fuels what we're going to come out with next based off of what we're seeing here. I love the fact that people are saying the majority, 84%, want to relive an arcade memory, because something like this truly does throw you back. Then, of course, man cave upgrade, a gift, replacing another cabinet, or was an in-store display. But those top three up there really mean a lot to us, and it brings back memories for all of us here too. I think we all remember our first game, whether a parent introduced us to it or a friend, and when you get a hold of something like this, it truly does bring you back.
And as part of being sort of that open and connected, like I said, I mean, I don't know a lot of companies that are releasing these numbers, and we wanted to share that because we find it interesting, but we thought you guys would too.
Yeah.
Looking at, you know, even 10% of the people playing are 26 to 35.
Even I think some people think the gaming community is very siloed and a solo thing, but look at that, 73% play with family and friends. It is truly a social experience. It's almost like when you were at an arcade back in the day and a group gathered behind you to watch you get to that next level. It isn't isolated. You can physically play beside someone like Jonathan and I, or you can virtually play with someone not even in the same country as you. So it is a shared experience.
And even this is kind of fun to look at, is where are people playing and when are they playing? And as we talk more about being connected, this could be really handy, because then you can say, you know what? Everyone's playing on Saturday. Well, I'm going to put some time aside and play with my friends on Saturday too. And as some of the rumors you hear about connected play come more and more to fruition, knowing this is really good insight for everyone.
What this tells me is if you're looking for a Legends Ultimate, you need to go to Florida.
Yeah, I was just...
Because apparently all the cabinets are hiding in Florida.
Over half of the owners play daily on that.
Well, Doug, what we might have to do is get in touch with Michael Stewart and see if he wants to make a road trip.
Yeah,
there we go.
But even if you go to the next slide where it talks about like what people are playing, and I think this is a really cool thing, because 91% want that retro and arcade preference, but then people love shooters, people love fighting, beat 'em up, strategy. Like it's all across the board of what people play.
Some people aren't sure; they're just having a good time.
Yeah. That's like when
they're just enjoying it.
That 1% is Cass and I when we play on the unit at work.
At the office, yeah.
We don't know necessarily what to play, so we just start trying different games.
I don't see Pong listed. Where's Pong?
No, they got look on the next slide here. It says Tempest. You should be happy with that. It's number 1.
I am happy. Oh yeah, Tempest is very good. Yes.
And Burger Time's number 2, so I'm happy.
And even Tetris is on there. Tron, because again.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Tron.
Let's talk about Tron. Take a look at that, Glenn. Where's Tron at?
Let's talk about Tron, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Oh,
Let's talk
Lord.
about all the
Fitting
things
for
we're
Valentine's
gonna
Day.
do with Tron, baby. Let's come on, Tron, baby.
I don't know what's scarier, the fact that you know all the words to that song.
Yeah, it didn't miss a beat
Hey.
or anything.
Remember, I was a DJ for a while. Remember that.
Playing all those choice cuts.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled program.
But I think the next slide shows something that you guys sort of know the best, is where are people getting their news, and it's YouTube videos and personalities, and I mean, you guys are 3 really big contributors to that with your videos and personalities. Some more so Glenn than others, but
They do turn to you for a source of information, so we really appreciate you guys and the support. So people are going there for information first versus, websites or even social pages that we run. So we really appreciate it.
And I always think it's interesting
Be sure
when
to
we
support
see...
our Patreons. Be sure to put some money in the cup. There we go.
But I always love when people go to the fan page to ask us questions before they even go to our channels, because they'll throw it out in the community and be like, at Games or anyone, why is this happening, or how do I fix this, or I want to add this, and then the community is so quick to respond, and then sometimes we don't even have a chance to get in there before everyone's solved the issue.
So I want to say this to everybody that's watching. If there's, with you guys still, we're coming up at the top of the hour here. We're going to go through this, and if you are asking questions, we're going to open up the call-in system like we do every week, and we're going to let you, if Cass and Jonathan can stick around just for a little bit in a post-show, 10, 15 minutes or so, and then you guys can call in if you have specific questions. Don't think we're ignoring you. We're not ignoring you. They've got a lot of good information here that they want to share with you guys, so that's why we're really putting a lot of emphasis, again, like he said, it's about the community for this show. So I just wanted to put that out there so nobody thought we were like ignoring them or anything.
And I can be a little long-winded at times, so if you give me a platform, I'll talk for the next hour. So.
You're fine. We deal with Glenn every week.
That's
Wow.
I'm just kidding. Glad you know that.
I love the At Games Company office location.
Yeah.
Well, that would be why. But no, it's fascinating for us, and who knows what learning this could, make happen in the future.
All right, let me go. Whoops. Sorry. I guess is that the last slide? I think it is.
Yeah, that's the last slide.
Okay.
That's sort of just, and again, we wanted to share all that information with you guys and just kind of give you an insight into what we know and let you in on the let's call it the secret, but it's not really a secret.
Well, I mean, I think it's nice to know that you guys are tracking all this information. I mean, because a lot of times when you're putting content out there, I'm sure these guys would agree with me on this, is you don't know who's watching it. You don't know what people are seeing. You don't know where it's reaching. And I mean, yeah, you get analytics, but it doesn't really get down to nitty gritty on some things. So it's nice to see who's really paying attention to what's going on in the community. So it's pretty awesome. I know Glenn's stoked.
Well, and the key thing that the community and you guys, that's the whole point, is that we can get you guys to interact in a better fashion. Like you said, a lot of other people can get to the answers before you even can. But the fact that you can see that and pick up more information on that, all helps you guys out as well to come out with better products.
100%.
And I mean, we also see you guys sometimes in the comments saying some other things, but we appreciate that too, And I just want to remind you have my email, so if you ever have any questions, shoot me a little note, and I'm happy to answer them.
We have your email. Don't you worry about that. Some of the guys, we got I can't call. Oh, okay, I thought they were asking a question. So I put the link in the YouTube for those. We'll get you on here at the end of the show here. PK was sending me a text saying he always, every week. So when we first started this show, Glenn would want to go 2 hours, then 3 hours, and then it would just, I think we finally got it down to an hour, and PK's like, no, you got to end it after an hour. And so 10 minutes before the show's over, he'll send me a text, and he'll say, time's up. So that way I know to start winding it down and get Glenn back down to where he needs to get.
I get that shock, that stupid USB thing you gave me here. I get zapped.
Well,
I know
you
it's
guys
time.
had Harold on there for a little over an hour a few months ago.
Well, I told him, I said, it's okay. We started a little late. We had some technical difficulties trying to get you guys in the beginning. We got to talk to Harold about that. It's all his fault. We're blaming him. So
we were going to get that set up in our office.
I thought that was your office. That isn't your office? I thought you had all that space.
That's a conference room.
I didn't know it was a couch room. I was being facetious.
Oh, sorry. Just calls the Three Stooges. So what about, and I don't know, I'm going to kind of throw you guys on the spot here. Since everybody's watching, you got this brand new product that came out. What about if you picked, I mean, obviously there's going to be some guys that are out there that are reviewing stuff that you guys are going to send that new item to, whatever. What about, would you guys be willing to pick a person that's watching right now live to be the first normal person? We call them normal people because they seem to think we're somebody else, but normal people to get this when it comes out, since they've been screaming for the Legends Ultimate, the Legends Gamer. Would that be something you could do for these guys here? I don't know if they'd want that.
Oh, one off
I
to the
mean,
side?
I don't.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, let's ask them. Is that something you guys would want?
How many of you guys in the chat room would like to be the first person in the United States, outside of any reviewers that they have to send it to? But that's why I say normal people, because that's what everybody always says. We're normal people. We're not reviewers like you guys. How would you like to get it? Put a 1 in the chat room on either one, Facebook or YouTube, and let us know, because they're watching. I'll pull it up. I'll show it. I don't care.
Hey, put a 1 or a 2. You know we listen to the community, so we'll do our best to make that happen.
They're like, heck yeah, sold, totally.
We're going very binary. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, somebody said,
PK, I know you're watching. We'll chat after.
So why don't we do this,
So,
since you guys...
I guess the question is, how do we decide that?
That's what I was just going to say. Since we pretty much know everybody in here, why don't you guys think, or have Glenn or Doug think of a question that has to do with gaming, and see who could be the first one to answer it, and then they could tell you. I'm going to exclude myself as just being, because I'm doing all the switching here. So one of those guys can throw out a question, and I know with Glenn it'll be something to do with Tron or something. No, but
Fair enough.
I mean, I don't care. However, do you want to do that? Is that something you're comfortable? And then Doug, you pick the person, and we'll have Glenn throw out the question, and then we can get that information to Cass and Jonathan.
So, like, for the question, should it be like, what was my favorite childhood video game?
Well,
that would be it.
We'd be in trouble with that.
Yeah, I don't even think I know that.
Then we definitely be over that 2-hour mark.
What do you think, Glenn? What would be a good question to ask? Because you're like the retro gaming wizard. Like, you can go back years and you know this stuff. So pick something that's good.
I have no life, and I don't.
No, I don't mean like that, but you.
I have nothing else better to do with my life.
You know,
I see what you're saying.
So
just if we want to pose.
I
think Doug.
Information that we just covered on the slides. See who.
Yeah, I think that's even better.
Go ahead, Doug.
People are paying attention. I think it's a great.
Oh, like a pop quiz.
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, so pop quiz. We went over some slides there. We'll say, one question. What was the most played game on the Legends Ultimate percentage-wise?
Ooh,
that's a great question.
Wow.
For the win.
Go.
Doug pulls it out in clutch. Look at that. Wow.
And
that was a great question. Now, how many people remember?
12.
Yeah.
Ventavious 12 was the first person.
Yep.
So who was it?
It says Tempest. So the username is Ventavious 12.
All right. So if we can get that over to him, Doug, you have Jonathan's email. So if you could send that username over to Jonathan and Cass, and then you guys can pass it on. I just think it would be cool, because this is going out to, and hopefully I'd like to know if this person, do you have the Legends Ultimate cabinet, or do you not have it? Have you been waiting to get it? Because this might be your chance to get it before things hit the shelves, really. I mean, I don't know. Depends on this virus that's over there. Anything.
Well, fingers crossed for everyone that it comes to a close sooner than later.
Mm-hmm. We're looking at probably mid-June.
Okay.
Right, because if people don't really know, with the coronavirus going around, a lot of the factories in Asia are just simply not opening. They were closed for Chinese New Year, and they were expected to open, but then this whole thing happened, and the factories decided not to open. So really, nothing is really coming out of the area right now. So we have to wait for that to change.
Very cool. Well, let's do this. Let's kind of wrap this up, and then we'll go into a post show, and you guys can ask some questions. I would appreciate everybody that you've been sticking around, hanging out. But if we do encourage you guys to call in, ask some questions. But I know we've already got somebody waiting in the wings here to call in and ask. So just go ahead. We'll get you in the queue, and we'll get you up. But again, want to thank our guests of honor today, Cass and Jonathan, for taking the time out on Valentine's Day to join a bunch of geeks and talk about games.
I could think of no better way to spend my time, to be honest.
You guys are our Valentine's.
Well, again, we appreciate it.
Aw, look how nice that.
You just made
I'll drink to
Glenn's
that.
night.
I'll drink to that.
Again, we want to thank also Mr. Doug Cool Toy Smith, and hopefully your wife
Always
is
a
not going to
pleasure.
beat you because you're on here instead of taking her out in Valentine's. Yeah,
Oh, didn't even think about that one. Doug.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
She's a sweetheart. Mrs. Cool Toy is a wonderful woman. She won't kill me too much.
too much. And also Mr. Glenn, I didn't say it at the beginning, Palomino,
I know.
Plant a Tomato. Plant a
Plan a loaf.
There you
All
go.
there. Got it all.
And yeah, my wife and I, she knows, like, I'd rather do something for her on a non-get-rich Hallmark day. So that's just how that works. But guys, we really appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll see you next time for the Retro Buzz. All right, we should be back. And all right, let me see here. We got a caller. Let me see if I can. Where's my mouse? I have I have like 4 mice here that I gotta like. Yeah, I got Mises. And I gotta drop one to go to another machine. Okay, that's beyond 3. Let's go to 4. And what do we got? Oh, all the way from Germany.
Ah,
Let's see, who do we got?
Hey guys.
We've got Mr. Matt.
there he is. How's it going, Matt?
Matt, nice to see you finally.
Dream.
Again.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
So
Yeah,
hold
good.
on. Before we start anything here, can we just point out what T-shirt he's wearing? That
No,
actually is a
no,
violation.
You don't talk
No.
about the secret society.
Uh-oh.
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh.
You didn't see it. Didn't see it.
You
Do I
saw
need a
nothing.
cover? I
You
need to put a sweater on.
You can't.
There you go.
There we go.
Matt was
Like it
messaging.
never existed.
Matt was messaging earlier. He's like, they can't talk about it. What are they doing?
It was all joking.
No, it's
It was
totally.
nice. It was nice knowing you, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if something should happen to me, I'll make sure I donate my Legends Ultimate to somebody.
And
True,
let them
it's
see that. I don't know if they
Yeah.
ever saw your machine. Let them see it.
That's a great
Oh.
looking Ghostbusters cabinet back there.
Oh,
Look at
that.
let me take the lower third off there. Whoa, check that out.
That looks great.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that with today's announcements and everything that I was going to be able to get a pinball machine to go with it.
Well,
Maybe one day.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink. Jonathan?
Hey, Pinball Month. We're only halfway through Pinball Month, so I mean, be patient a little bit.
Oh yeah. No, I'm glad to be on here, guys. I just wanted to give Jonathan a hard time because he's really helped out with me over here. But since I got you on, and I should ask questions, some questions about the new gamer nod that you guys came out with today. I noticed that there wasn't a USB drive on it. Can it play UCs?
So the control panel doesn't, but you'll see when you look closer at the HD streaming thing that there are some nice little inputs there.
Okay. And then
Yeah, I'm
Since,
sorry. I'm like looking at this tiny image on the screen. But yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
I looked at it. I couldn't tell if it was like a power plug port or something. I couldn't tell what it was, but yeah.
We'll have to
Looks
do
like
some
we've got
more where we get
HDMI,
better shots and a couple more descriptions.
And then
Yeah,
maybe this
and
time
then
Cass and I won't be in all of them. I'm sure you guys are tired of us already.
Jonathan was slacking. I thought we were going to get a bunch of some press release photos here, and I get a PDF that I'm trying to like extract and throw in Photoshop, yank all this stuff
hey,
out, put it
I
as a.
sent you high res photos.
I got if you sent me high res photos, it had to have been before the show started because when you sent the initial
At 4 p.m. Eastern, you got a link with 4 high res photos of the gamer control panel.
I'm gonna have to look because I don't remember seeing it.
I got them.
Well, you know what? We didn't ask you, Mr. Glenn.
It was the same email.
Well, then Apple decided to block it or something. I don't know. I'm gonna pull it up.
Not a surprise.
They weren't attachments. They were sent as a link.
So when I clicked on the, I'm gonna do that here because I wonder if it's something in the mail. The Legends Gamer. When you click on it, it opened up. So on my other computer, it would not open up. It just did just now.
Oh, okay.
So I apologize. You did send them to me.
Apple.
You know what, Glenn?
This is disappointing. Again.
There's an off button on this, and I'm going to push it.
You know, speaking of Apple, when are you guys going to come out with, your BYOG app for Mac?
Ooh.
Preach it. Preach it.
Yeah.
I mean, our team is working hard. We've heard you guys. We know that not everyone has a PC at home, but with some of the latest firmware updates, we're trying to take that away from you guys a little bit. That you might maybe don't need a computer at home to run a lot of the things we want to release.
Very true.
Don't take away the UCE files. You will make the community mad.
No.
You will make them angry. All the time that these guys put in to make these UCE files, and then all of a sudden you just kill it. Oh, that would be. They'll be riding in the streets.
Calm down.
I feel like you're Walking Dead in here all of a sudden.
Negan, take it easy, buddy. They said maybe. Just relax. Just relax. He's off camera, but he looks. It's fine, man. Relax.
But Mac support
But
is
no,
coming, hopefully.
to answer your question, we have heard you, and we are working on trying to find different solutions for the Apple fanboys.
I like how he said that. Apple fanboys. He didn't say Apple he said Apple fanboys. I get it. I see where he's at now. You're a PC user.
In fairness, actually, I'm an iPhone, iPad, and MacBook user, so I belong to the same community I'm talking about.
So you're an Apple boy.
Okay, so he's speaking from experience. Because I was about to say, I always tell Glenn, I'm like, I tried to use an Android phone. I have Google Home in my house in every single room. It turns on my arcade. It turns on everything. But I when I have an Android phone, I got to do 50 steps to do one thing that I can do on my iPhone. So
It's called exercise.
no,
Exercise. You got to do it.
no.
I mean, you get one step. Yeah, you're not burning any calories, dude. You got to be able to hit a whole bunch of buttons. Don't be such a wimp.
I got plenty of other things to do, and that's
I
not
don't
one
want
of
to
them.
get up to turn off my lights. I want to talk to my Google Home.
There you go. See?
Yeah. Oh,
Look, when
you
you
said Google Home. That's
yes,
Android.
I
Thank
do.
you very
Well, I do have Google Home, but I got
much.
tired.
I'll tell you right now, my brother's got Siri. I'll ask a question to my Android. I get an answer. He asks Siri. Siri, duh. No answer ever.
Well, okay,
Ever.
I will agree with
Seriously,
that.
you directions to drive to like Mexico or something when you're asking her what time it is. So
You're gonna get lost. Yeah, I will agree with that.
You'll drive
or
into a light.
Siri's favorite thing to say when you're driving is rerouting.
Yeah,
It really is.
yeah.
Never what you want to hear while you're driving.
No, you don't want to
No.
hear that. Any guys in the chat room that can't call in, if you have any questions, please use the @ sign before our name so we know we get a highlight, and then that way we can pull it out. Because when there's a lot of people in, like there is now in the chat room, it's hard to follow, especially when we're not watching it 24/7. This way we can ask the questions that Matt is doing over here.
yeah, I was wondering if Matt was going to shoot a few more my way. I was a little worried.
I got some. But
I told him
don't
he
know
had
if
to
I
be
wanna put
nice.
them on the spot.
If we don't get to
So I have a
any of them
question
now,
for you,
too, you have our emails, you have our social channels, too. Any questions, post them in there as well, and we'll be sure to get to them, too.
Awesome. Well, do you guys any final words really quick, and we'll let these guys go, and we'll go for another 10
Well, I
minutes
do
because I got deer meat
I
in the
just-
crock pot that's waiting for me, and let me tell you something.
Delicious.
I am
One
on it.
question is, where's Angel? Angel didn't come through today.
Oh, you know what?
Where is he?
Where is
Well, I saw him
Angel?
in the
Where's
chat
our
earlier.
reoccurring
He's here every
offenders?
episode.
So we've got a question in the chat room from MM. It says, "Is there any thought to a 3/4 scale claw machine for Matt Games?"
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, nothing that I know of yet, but I mean, E3's coming.
Yeah, give us
There
at
you go.
least a couple of months, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I think he felt bad for Glenn because Glenn doesn't win many games, so he figured if you came out with a claw machine, he would actually have a chance
Well,
at winning at some of these games.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Hold
now
on,
he's
now.
wait, he's getting up.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Hold on,
here
now.
we go.
Here comes the counter argument.
We need a Glenn cam that
Yep.
follows Glenn through his treacherous dungeon down there.
You just have to put it on the top. Yeah.
Wait,
That's
you
it.
gotta
If I
wait.
don't come back. No, I got lost.
Everybody in the
I got
chat
lost
room,
somewhere.
wait a second because he's got to unbag it first.
I think it's triple bag.
He's
I
got to
gotta
find. He's got to find it because he's probably got like 5 of them in a line, and he has to find which one that the box is damaged because that's the one he's going to unbag. And he's
You know
going.
what's funny is there's so many things in here. It's like I can't even find anything anymore. How weird is
So I
that?
said we need a Glenn cam so we're not staring at
Oh,
a.
there it is. Oh, I found it. Oh, sometimes you gotta look up. All right, coming back here. Come through the next maze.
Oh, here he comes.
Do we get a drum roll or?
Here's something.
Yeah, I was about to say we need some kind of
Drum roll.
dramatic music.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't that
Nice.
just pretty?
What is that, like a 1/24th scale? I mean,
The claw.
I don't know. The
ooh,
claw.
the
I don't know, it
claw.
looks
Reminds
like-
me of it's-
Looks
this
like
is right from Inspector Gadget. This is Dr. Claw's personal, claw. There it is. So, yep, another one I got.
Oh my
You got 1 or 5?
That one actually I only have the one, believe it or not, because you know why? It's my son's, and he got bored of it. So when Cole gets bored of it, it gets bogeyed by me.
Well, Angel was asking for the link. I think he's still here. But
Oh, good.
we'll give it if you guys got a few minutes, we'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll let you on your way because I want to wrap early as well.
Yes. Well, you said you had deer meat in the crock pot?
Yes, we've been cooking it all day and I smell it through
Wait,
the
Valentine's
house.
Day, and your deer is in the crock pot on Valentine's Day?
Dude,
That doesn't sound
dude.
right.
Listen,
That does not sound right.
when you
You-
come
you-
from
you
a
are.
when you hunt and you fish, you embrace things like this. You live off the land. You don't eat the hormone meat that's out there in the
I
grocery
was going.
stores.
I was going with
Come on.
like wife, deer, my deer. I think Killjoy got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I would have said she was eating it too, that'd be like kind of cannibalism.
Totally.
Could have turned into CSI real quick.
Yeah.
That went really, yeah.
You
Okay.
asked for a couple more minutes
there's
and
a-
we derailed immediately.
We've got
Yeah.
a question
That usually
from
happens
Jeff
with us.
AR in the chat room. It says, "Can the new product connect directly to a PC as a controller without streaming, so it can be used for virtual pinball?" Question mark. So it can it be its own controller in its own. Hook it up to the PC and be good to go. Play your fighting games, play your virtual pinball.
I don't believe so, but that's something we'd have to get back to you on for sure, because I know it's meant to connect with the TV and your monitor, not directly as just sort of a controller.
Who asked that? And we'll write their handle down and make sure we get back to them on that.
Jeff Mahar on YouTube. Mahar is how you spelled the last name.
Mahar. Perfect. Jeff, we will get back to you.
Hey, Angel,
And
are
then we
you
Was there?
are you
Whoop.
there, Angel, or because I don't have video, but if I have audio from you, that's fine. I've got no audio from Angel, so Angel, you're gonna have to. Yep, there he knows the drill. There's also another question that somebody messaged. Mike Chamberlain says, "Ask if this will be a yearly event like Prime Day, please."
Hey,
Yes,
like that.
absolutely. So this is NOD 2020. Stay tuned. We want to do it bigger and better every year, and maybe a few other things happening throughout the calendar year. But definitely, this is we refer to it as the first annual National Owners Day, and we want to keep making it more of a spectacle, highlight more and more of what you guys do, and give more and more back.
That's great.
Cool.
We also have another question from Patton Plays. It says, could you ask if there are any other system flashbacks planned for 2020?
I think you've seen our flashback and blast line for sort of the 2019-2020 season, but coming in fall 2020, we'll see what else we have coming down the pipeline.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And I believe Angel's back, but Angel, are you there? I'm not getting anything from you. He's probably hearing us. We can't hear him. Whatever you did last week for your phone, you got to do that this week, because that's what's happening. Any other questions that you got in the chat room while we work on? He's calling back, and I'll try to get him on. You got anything else in there? I'm looking. You looking at YouTube?
Yeah,
Yep.
We're caught up right now.
Okay. As long as we're caught up. And Angel's calling back in. So just so Jonathan, you and Cass can kind of. Okay, so this is what I'm doing the whole time. You guys are all chatting, okay? I just want to put that out there, so bear with me.
If Jeff is still there, I do want to let him know that thanks to its Bluetooth and USB connectivity, the Legends Gamer Tabletop Arcade does work as a controller for a variety of other devices, including PCs, streaming dongles, and consoles.
Wow.
Hey, that's great. That opens up even more possibilities.
Oh, yeah.
Still not.
Was anything released or information on the battery life of the device yet? Has anything been spec'd out on that?
Nothing that we have concrete numbers on in terms of battery life, but we do know it will be long lasting.
And I did see that Harold followed up in the chat earlier about the distance with the connectivity of the little hub and the control deck itself. He said it had a range of 15 feet.
Okay.
Oh, nice. So, Angel, for some reason, you were getting no audio from you. Usually we can see it when it comes in. It'll bounce up and down. I'm getting nothing from you. So, I don't know what you're doing, bud. Try rebooting your phone and then try calling in or something. But, are we caught up with the guys in the chat room? I don't want to.
There was another question from Eminem, who was actually to Cool Toy, but I'll steal his thunder there. Could you
Go
please
for it.
ask, since they have Tato license, any chance of getting the Tato Arcade Superman game that is in the 150 game lineup?
That one you'll have to wait and see. As we work with our licensors and figure out the exact 150 games list, similar to the Legends Ultimate and the 350 games, it'll be a little closer to release when we give you the full list of games. But definitely send us an email with that as a suggestion, and we'll see what we can do.
Safe answer, Jonathan. Safe answer.
Well played. Well played.
The PR answer, right?
Yeah, you always know when someone's in marketing.
So what we have to do is, when Harold's on here, we got to kind of poke and prod him to get the answers out, and then you'll have Cass and Jonathan on the other end going, "Don't say that. What are you doing? Don't say that."
We're behind the
Holy
screens like this.
I think we should do a little bit like my friend Drunken Master Paul does. We should be having, some beers, a little alcohol, lighten the mood, especially on Valentine's Day. We could lighten the mood, maybe get a little more out of them next time.
A nice glass of wine.
Yeah, wait.
Well, hey,
we're in.
They would really be called the Retro Buzz.
We're in the
Everybody
gaming.
buzzed.
We're in the gaming community. There's plenty of wine in here. Believe me.
there we go.
But that's some wine that's
Hey,
past its time.
You invite Jonathan and I back on, and we will have drinks next time, maybe some snacks, and we'll circulate that around.
So people did ask, and they asked before because they saw this. When and where can they get these?
Those, well, if you pre-order the Legends Gamer, you get one of these and one of those.
Ooh,
We
there you
don't-
go.
We don't have any merchandise for sale yet, but we've had a few requests, and until we have it available for you guys, the best way to get one is pre-order that Legends Gamer.
There you go. Simple enough.
And I know that's not till June, so maybe if there's a lot of demand for it, we'll have to throw in a social contest or something like that for a few extras early.
I
Angel,
like that idea.
Angel, do we have you? Crickets. Crickets.
There's another question in the chat from Nick Chrisman. It says, can they fix the Fix-It Felix kill screen so it works more like the arcade version, showing the jumbled screen and not just a hard reset? Glenn saying, please, please, please. Also save the score before resetting.
That's something that I would definitely email either support or the ideas email, and we can look at what options we have. That's not quite as easy as flicking a switch just yet, so but definitely send it our way, and we can talk to the dev team and see what's going on.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Does that? Let's see here. How about?
Looks like that's it from what I can see so far.
How about you guys
and-
become opera-like?
Opera-like, and everyone in the chat room gets a hat.
Oh,
Oh,
Oprah.
I think it's Oprah.
Oprah. Sorry.
It says
Oh,
Oprah,
like
but
you get a hat, you get a hat, and
Yeah.
you get a hat.
Sorry. See, I see what you did there, Doug. You brought your computer close to you. Mine's like 2 feet away from me, and I'm trying to read this tiny text. It's just not
I've
working.
got young eyes, but not to where I can look across the desk.
Well, guys, invite us back, and next time we come on, now that we got this feedback, maybe we'll have a few more surprises and tricks up our sleeves.
Definitely. We'll have
Sounds like
you.
a plan.
We'll have you guys back. Well, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. For this.
On Valentine's Day. Valentine's
Yeah.
Day hanging out.
Very, very considerate.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't there's nowhere I'd rather be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
John and I work together. We probably spend more hours with each other than we do anyone else, so it feels right at home.
So somebody, real quick, somebody said, "How about put a soda machine inside of a future cabinet?" They called it a pop machine, but I refuse to call it that because pop is
So
what you call your
are we
dad.
talking a soda water machine or an actual soda machine with like 6 different flavors?
That's
And,
I don't
and
want.
would it be like a freestyle Coke machine where you can choose the different flavors based on the buttons of the arcade?
Sure, we'll go.
Now we're getting fancy.
Sure, we'll go with that.
I'd have to
TBD on that one.
I'd have to check with PK if that's coming down the pipeline.
Well,
Just
we're
take off
at it.
that
Maybe
front
a little
panel,
popcorn
throw in the mini
maker,
fridge and you're good to go.
the whole shebang.
Yeah, just stick a soda stream in there. You get anything you want.
Yeah, very true.
Now
Indeed.
tomorrow,
If you like the Soda Stream, you have to look up the ARCs. They're the fancy version of the Soda Stream. So you only need 5 of them.
so now tomorrow we'll see a mod that's somebody's gonna have a soda machine or a Keurig inside of their Legends Ultimate. They're gonna have a coffee machine. They're gonna have espresso. You're gonna have everything.
Absolutely.
Actually, believe it or not,
They got the
not
idea
that
here
far.
first.
Yeah.
There have been soda machines and fridges done, and hey, why not? Why not?
Get some handy
If
refreshments.
there's
don't
space
have to
and it's
walk away from
possible,
the
let's
game.
do it.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
I think you should put a kegerator in. That's probably the next step right there.
Well,
Have maybe
Matt,
some-
thanks to you, I have the right glass for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hopefully it's not broken this time.
No, they're sitting pretty on my desk.
All right, guys. Well, we'll let you go. We appreciate you coming on. Thanks for Harold and PK for letting you guys come on and join us and give us some info. That was really awesome.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us, and for everyone watching, don't forget to head over to our social media and take advantage of those discount codes. For those who haven't seen, if you buy Mortal Kombat 11 from Direct to Drive, you get a bonus 5 hours of BYOG hours. If you head over to the link to Glenn's Tron controllers, there's 30% off there. So let's make sure we keep Glenn busy manufacturing those. And then Joe and his amazing artwork, there's 24% off there. Head over to that website. All the links in our social media, so don't miss out. And let's just keep building this community and looking forward to the next nod.
Also, and you guys are going to be providing us with more firmware updates as the weeks go on. Jonathan will be sending me emails to let you guys know what's on them.
Can't wait.
Late night Monday, every Monday.
Every Monday. So we'll be able to let you guys know Friday what's coming up the next couple weeks in the firmware. That'll be awesome.
Hey, and again, thanks again for all the hard work you three do.
We appreciate the support.
We really appreciate it. And if you don't have that slide pulled up, but when you look at the amount of videos you guys have put out for At Games and the amount of views, we really appreciated that. And it definitely doesn't go unnoticed. And thanks again to you and to everyone in the community.
Awesome.
Greatly appreciate it.
And we'll send you guys out with this. We'll leave this. This is the attract mode on my Legends Ultimate playing right now. So
There you go.
it'll
Perfect.
be a good way for you. All right, Cass and Jonathan, have a great night. We'll talk with you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
You
guys.
too. Take care.
Have a good evening.
All right. Well, everything got quiet now. I didn't realize that Skype had that much background. Well, it was their mic in there.
Static.
So maybe I need to
Talking if you want.
maybe I need to send them a microphone. That would be good.
What'd you say, Matt?
Said I keep talking if you want. I can blow smoke all day.
Let me get you up in a 4-box here. So I'll leave you on the screen real quick, just so I can get up a 4-box. So that way it's I don't have to sit here and switch. I'd switched the whole show, so it's for post show here. We'll get you just kind of centered in here, and
It'll be like
Bada
the
bing.
Brady Bunch.
Oh,
there we go.
there we are.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was playing around with the TriCaster, and I didn't even know I could do what I did, but it worked with like the whole pan, tilt, zoom thingy.
Yeah, that worked out really well.
Yeah,
them both
I-
lined up like that.
Well, I'm not exactly sure how I did it, but I did it. Because it's the first, because it's PTZ, so I just assumed, it would only work with a PTZ camera, but it didn't. It worked for that. So, let's see, live to air 1. Sorry, I'm talking to myself here. If anybody wants to call in, you can still call in, even though Matt's on here. We still have another open system to call in, so you guys can call in, video or audio. We'll stick around just for a few more minutes. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
And I
Especially on
wanted to mention,
Valentine's
too,
Day.
Mhm.
one thing I wanted to mention as well, they mentioned my joysticks 30% off, but also Joe Sasbro. I never pronounced that right. I never know.
Sabo.
But Joe Sabo, thank you. He's doing 24% off on his Legends Ultimate cabinet cool toy. You actually have a skin on yours right now, right?
I don't yet. I've got it on order with Joe. It's just a matter of when he's got time to make it for me, because mine was a custom order, so I'll have to wait a little while
Nice.
for mine. But I'm really looking forward to it.
Same here. I just put my order in today. I told him he's got 5 minutes to get it to me. I can't wait. You know me. Get
I
it now.
expect it
And it looks
tomorrow.
really. It looks, exactly. It looks great though. I mean, it's the
It does look
covering, but
good.
also the plexi. He cut plexiglass for it. I mean, it looks really, really nice. And right now with 24% off, it's a pretty good savings and a very good deal.
I have one
Yeah,
coming
like
from.
I have the arcade graphics one, and it's and I like it, but I had to scrape all the old Legends Ultimate graphics off of it with a razor blade
Ooh,
because
that was fun stuff.
I was able to do it. It took like 2 days, but there's
Ugh.
trying to get plexi cut to spec out here in Germany when I don't speak German. It's a little
Yeah.
rough. So
Yeah.
you got to do what you got to do, right? But
Yep.
yeah, Joe's stuff, man, it's like pre-cut. It's looks pretty nice from what I've seen. So
I have one coming from Arcade Graphics since October. So I'm just sitting over here all lonely here.
Would there be a marble involved with that?
Yeah, Marble Madness. And he's been promising and promising. So I was gonna buy it. I was gonna order it. No. I'll send it. Okay.
Hmm.
Months
You
later.
will you will
So I'm
get
like,
it. You will
well,
you will get
well, now I'm kind of
Patience.
nervous now
Patience.
because Matt's saying that I have to scrape it off. I don't want to do that. I might just suck it up
No,
and
no,
just
no,
go
no.
buy Sabos.
it. You don't have to scrape it
So-
off. He chose to.
Yeah, I had no choice to.
Oh,
so
okay.
you have all you have to do is get plexi cut. The marquee's easy. It's going to be the control deck that's going to be the most difficult part, but you could probably get someone to do that.
Well, I don't even know if I'm going to put anything over the control deck because of the plexi, unless it comes like that. I don't want to go through the hassle of getting it drilled, and that's too much work. I'd rather just leave
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's the key
Yeah.
point. I mean, I got the control panel. You got to take out the joysticks, all the buttons, all that's got to come out.
Mhm.
To put down the
Yep.
plexi and put it back down. But I got no life. I can do it.
Well, no, I thought
else I gotta do
Sabo
that?
said you don't. The only thing you have to take off with his kit is the ball tops or bat tops, and the
Mhm.
actual
And the
spinners. That's
spinners, I
it,
think.
and everything
Yeah,
lays
and
right
just
over
put
top.
everything on top.
Really?
Yes,
No,
that's why I was debating
I
going
just-
with him.
I just buy stuff. I don't read.
Yeah.
Uh,
Click. Buy now.
So maybe what we could do is I'll talk with At Games because a lot of people, you guys are watching this type of a show. There's people are wanting to do live streaming more and more. Maybe what we'll do is for Founders Day or for another giveaway we could do even on this show. I know Doug and Glenn, I got you guys started on Wirecast. For you guys that don't know, it's
Excellent program.
my day job.
love it.
That's what I do. I work for the company that makes Wirecast, which is the broadcasting software that will allow you to do kind of what I'm doing here with adding cameras and call-ins and switching cameras. So maybe we'll do a giveaway for a copy of that in the future and help. So subscribe to the channel.
Maybe a contest of saying why
Yes.
they watched the Retro Buzz.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So if you guys want to learn how to do some broadcasting and switching and stuff, it's a great piece of software. If you can run PowerPoint, you can run that, and it's for Mac or PC. So as long as you have a decent computer, you can do it with webcams. You don't have to go out and spend thousands of dollars on cameras like I have. You can get just
User friendly.
yeah. So Doug, you've been using it. I seen you
I've been using
streamed.
it. Didn't read any of the instructions. I just totally went,
Yeah,
I
you
can
know.
figure this out. And
Now,
I
did
don't
you
know
do
if I
your
could.
stream last night with it? Did you use Wirecast
Yeah.
last night? Yeah.
Yep, I did multiple cameras, multiple
Nice.
layers, and intros, outros, and break scenes, and it held it just fine. And it synced up with my Elgato Stream Deck perfectly, so everything hunky dory. I may have to figure out something because I think there's an issue with the API with YouTube that was
There
Yeah,
was
the API
YouTube.
having some
but-
communication. Because I
YouTube
was
had
seeing
it.
green lights in Wirecast, and then YouTube would say down, and vice versa. And I was like, well, "Am I streaming or am I not?" So
Our engineers actually were talking to YouTube the last 48 hours because people that were using the preset could not. Like if you used RTMP, you could go to YouTube, but if you used the preset, it was not letting you go. And I don't use
Yep,
the
and
preset.
that's what I had to do. Yeah, I had to
Yep.
do the RTMP because I was like, this preset won't let me authenticate.
But even now, mine says that it's if I go into the beta live streaming area, it says that I'm offline, even though everybody else is seeing. That's why
Yeah,
in the beginning of the show, I was like, "No, we're not live," and you're like, "No, I see it."
Yeah, that's kind of what I experienced last night. I was like, I think I'm talking to nobody because it's showing I'm not
Yeah.
streaming, and then I would look at my stream on my desktop, and I was like, no, it's working. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna pretend like everything's hunky dory until I hear otherwise.
Well, I know we don't really.
Active-
I know we don't really do this a lot, and I know I'm bringing this up because Glenn made a comment about it. We don't really promote our YouTube channels. I don't go out and say, "Hey, go subscribe to me" and do all this other nonsense. But today I'm going to do that. I want.
Yeah, I don't do that at
You do a
all.
lot of hard work, so go for it.
Well, no. So what I'm saying is, like, listen, guys. If you like the videos that Glenn and Doug's doing, go out there and subscribe. That's the biggest thing that you can do for a content creator is subscribe to their channel because it helps them get companies like At Games on to give you guys the information. It doesn't cost you anything. Just go subscribe, ring the little bell, and subscribe. To the content. We're putting these videos out there. My whole brand isn't in YouTube, so I don't always say, "Hey, go subscribe to my YouTube channel." And I know these guys aren't, but it does help us if you go and you can subscribe to our YouTube channels. Leave a comment on the video, say whether you liked it or if you hated it. Leave a comment and say, "Hey, you just suck." I mean, those types of things. I mean, I'm just being real.
Constructive criticism, no, seriously.
No, I'm
constructive
just
criticism, no.
yeah. I mean,
You guys get paid for that?
You
comment,
suck.
too?
well, because here's the thing. Look, if you're gonna give a criticism like, "Hey, It was really good content, but okay, Glenn, we'll use you as an example. When you interviewing Scott Bacharach, I agree with some of those guys. Could have used the microphone, right? It was good constructive
I did.
feedback.
It was a 1987 Connex microphone. What's the problem with that? What is
But-
it with you guys?
Okay, but it was a little
It
hard.
was cutting edge technology back then.
Were you recording it with an 8-track?
I think he was.
Redubbing
It was actually a
later
real-
on vinyl?
It was actually a reel to reel, but it was it's a motor
Oh.
race reel.
How could I forget the good old reel to reel?
Somebody asked me where in
But I
Ohio am I
agree.
from.
I agree. I have to get a microphone. I have to get a wireless one. But I don't ask. Like on my channel, I don't take Patreon. I don't ask for
I don't do
donations.
that
I'm
either.
not. I don't do my channel for that. I do that to educate and stuff. So I have to save my little pennies, which of course I keep blowing on. Well, everything else.
5 of
Well,
everything.
I mean-
Quantity of 5.
Exactly. Do I have a hamburger to eat for dinner, or I save for the next At Games Legend? Who does to eat?
Well, and we talked
But,
about
one of
we
the
talked.
things you said though, real quick, we said a second ago to subscribe. Also, if you already subscribed, check and see if you still are.
Oh,
The YouTube algorithms have changed, and sometimes you find that you've been unsubscribed to someone you subscribed to. So if you already said, I already subscribed to Cool Toy or blah, just check and make sure you're still in there. That's all. That was it.
well, and I was gonna say too. We talked about getting like the Retro Buzz shirts and stuff, and we want to let you guys know if we do decide to do stuff like that, we're not gonna upsell it. We're gonna give it to you probably more than likely at cost or whatever we got to do to compensate to make another shirt. If we get like 50 or 100 of them made, whatever we're gonna do. You guys said it. You hit the nail on the head. Even when I'm doing my broadcasting, when I'm in my broadcasting world, a lot of guys, we call them e-beggars, right? They'll go and they'll do the Patreon and they'll say, well, you're only going to get this tutorial if you sign up for my Kickstarter, or what's the other one? Not Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Kickstarter. Well, it came to my head because you have an actual product, but what's the other one that they have? Patreon.
It's Patreon.
So I'm not going to help you unless you subscribe to my Patreon. Now, I could tell you, Glenn and Doug have done videos that have helped a lot of you guys, and they're not doing something like that. So to go and subscribe to them or myself or Matt, I don't know if you have a channel. You don't have a channel?
No,
Okay.
I like to be low key.
But if you guys can do it, and that goes for
Secret.
anybody, P-dubs, whoever's out there, back them, follow them on their social channels. It really does. It helps them bring you better information. It really does.
It's Valentine's Day. Show love. That's the moral of the story.
Somebody's like, I'm only 50 miles away from you. How much venison you cooking? Dude, she's got a big old crock pot upstairs. Probably I bet you she probably put 15 or 20 pounds of venison in there, man. I love venison, so I eat a lot of it.
So, Matt, I got to ask, do you have Ghostbusters music going on your cabinet now?
Oh,
Is that
here we
going
go
on?
with that.
Muted it for the game. You want me to turn it on?
No!
No?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They know I hate that
I can
feature.
turn it on. It's.
So, I mean, it's fitting. I mean, he's got a Ghostbusters theme. You got to have the music. It makes sense in this case, wouldn't
Oh
it?
yeah, I got it. Let me just.
Wait. Do you have it in attract mode with the music?
I do, yeah.
Okay, but you don't have it on the menu.
I did, but there's an issue with it where if you have it on both the track mode and the menu, the track mode one will eventually cut out.
Oh, see.
But now we know.
I told you the attract mode was the better way to go, and having it in the menu was just crap.
And now you've got your Exhibit A.
Exhibit A.
I do like the menu one sometimes because sometimes the track mode. I don't know,
Matt, you're not
just
helping.
keep moving.
Where's that hang up button?
Call in, dude. Wait, what's going on here, guys?
I feel bad. Like Angel was trying to call in, and honest to God, like when you guys jump on, you, like if you've ever pulled your cable out of your computer for your audio, it makes that pop sound, and like
that's
the
the
meter
worst.
goes up. Well, the meter goes up. So what this will
Spike.
do is it gives me an indicator when somebody connects that I know there's audio without them saying anything. The meter jumps. It'll go all the way up full and it drops down. When he joins, I could see it never spiked. Like when you came on, Matt, even the 1 week where you were quiet, as soon as you came on, it jumped. So I know your audio is working. And I felt bad because it wasn't coming up. He could hear us, so I don't know what was
Well,
going
he
on
had
with his
that
phone.
issue last week too, right?
He
And it had
did.
to do with his Bluetooth earbuds, right?
Yeah, he did. So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, guys, I want to thank all your wives for allowing you to come on private Valentine's Day. Definitely say thank you to them from me.
Oh, I will.
Absolutely
She's
do that.
asleep. Don't worry. It's 1 a.m. here.
Well, I still haven't gotten my wife her birthday present because we've been busy this week. Her birthday was on Tuesday. And so I have my archery league. So Tuesday night I went and shot, but I took her to dinner Monday night. And I said, well, one of these nights this week, well, the kids had parent-teacher conference. They had some other stuff that were going on. So she still hasn't gotten her birthday gift yet because she wants to go out and pick it out. So now I'm also sitting
gonna be
here on
expensive.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, she's gonna hit you with a double whammy.
Oh, yes.
Mhm. It's like a new
Yep.
car payment. Mhm.
Yeah.
But I would rather, honestly, I'd rather do that than to spend like $30 or $40 on a dozen roses that are going to die in like a
Absolutely
week.
agree.
I will buy
Mhm.
her, if she wants a $40 box of chocolates, I will buy them.
Yeah,
I
because
hate
it'll be enjoyed and consumed. The things that just die and look pretty for a short time.
kills
I mean,
me, man.
if anything, that's just depressing more than
I didn't-
exciting.
I didn't even get her a birthday card
Well, at
because I
least the
just can't.
flowers you could dry out and put out. We have chocolate what comes out. You're not going to save that.
Well, even even the card.
Right.
I don't like even buying cards because it's like, okay, you spend like any more, they're like $5, and I'm so
Yeah, it's crazy.
So she likes this brownie battered ice cream. And so I went out and bought her a whole a pint, or what, I guess that's what they come in, like a pint. I don't do dairy that much. And so she was stoked. That was her birthday card. I came home with it from archery, and she was like, oh. So I mean, to me, like Doug said, that's more
That's good.
enjoyment than a stupid card that you're gonna throw out in like what, 3 days.
It wouldn't be so
Yeah.
bad if they were like $6.99 for a friggin' card. I mean, it's
Right.
crazy.
Right?
Yeah. But not all of those handmade craft cards always work out. Like I know one year I wrote "I love you" on a napkin, and apparently that wasn't okay. So
It was frowned upon. Was there barbecue sauce on the corner of the napkin?
maybe.
Wow. So what are the guys in Facebook, they're looking for capture cards? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah. Eminem in YouTube says he got his wife a Burger Time cabinet for Valentine's Day. She made it
Yeah, I'm
clear
sure
that
he got
she
his
didn't
wife
want
one.
flowers, so we're waiting for the. I mean, if that's a true story, you've got you've got to keep her there. Absolutely, don't let that one slip away because she's a wonderful woman. Hopefully, that doesn't end up like that Simpsons episode where Homer bought Marge a bowling ball that had Homer's name engraved on it. Here you go. I bought this for you.
Mm.
Hey, Glenn,
Then
you're
she
still
starts
there.
playing
You're still
Burger
there,
Time.
right? Wait, we lost Glenn's audio. Hang on.
Glenn, you got to get up in the times, man.
Can't hear you, Glenn.
1986 audio equipment ain't gonna cut it.
Are you there, Glenn?
Nope, maybe. Did he
Nah,
hit
he's
his
got
mute?
that double reel.
I could fix his audio here. I could pull. Glenn,
We
are you
can
there?
See you
Well, it defaulted to his PTZ Optics
built in.
camera, and your battery went. You want it on the PTZ Optics camera?
Okay. Glenn is in 3D right now.
I can go back to this microphone, but it sounds like it's the room microphone. Go ahead, Glenn, talk.
Hello.
Yeah. See, that's
Oh,
the
there you go.
room. That's not your headset. Did your headset die?
No, this thing, I didn't take it off. The battery died.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I switched it.
Okay. I just
Gotcha,
noticed
gotcha.
it was on. Okay. That's fine. We'll leave it like that because I was like, I wonder if he knows it died.
Yeah.
Or it switched.
It was like the past 15 minutes was beeping in my ear. I'm like, oh, we're gonna be ending the show. I hope.
No, you're
Hope
fine.
it's
You're
gonna be
fine.
ending.
No, you're fine. Because remember last week's show, you went the first 10 minutes with it on the wrong microphone, and you were like adjusting because I thought it wasn't right.
Yeah, we thought it was just like pointed up, and
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that post show, it doesn't really matter. We'll get it. But yeah, I think we'll do that. I think we'll do a giveaway. We'll do a Wirecast giveaway. We could do there's 3 different versions of Wirecast. There's Wirecast 1, which is the entry level. I think it goes for like $250. Then there's Wirecast Studio, which goes for like $400 and some, and then there's Wirecast Pro that goes for almost $1,000. So maybe we can give one of those each away. So if you guys want to start making really cool YouTube videos or go live or whatever you want to do and add titles like this and motion graphics, and the big thing is capturing the Legends Ultimate because it has HDMI in it. So if you have a capture card, you can pull in the video and do a side-by-side like you've seen Doug do and Glenn and I have done. It looks really cool. So if that's something you guys want to do, definitely stick around. We could do that in a couple weeks or something.
Because
like
it's
that.
really hard to like point a camera directly at the
I
Legends
know.
Ultimate and get like any kind of
Yeah,
thing
I
without
don't do that.
glare. You know,
It's not good.
Well, not only that, but you get glare too, right? So you have to turn lights on to light you up, right?
but then you got like this big window box, you know, of your light on the screen. It's a give and take and a back and forth. And I finally just said, no, I need to capture this because it's not getting across to the viewer what I'm trying to point out.
See, the way I do it, I didn't buy it. The company NewTek sent it to me. It's a Spark, and it actually works over Ethernet. So I'm not even running that hardwired. It's HDMI goes into the box, like I've done a video with it, but I pull it in wirelessly to Wirecast or even the TriCaster here. So I don't even have to use a capture card per se.
Steve is on that next level is what he's trying to tell us.
No, what I'm saying is like that's the
He's rubbing it.
that's the new direction. That's the new direction everything's
that's the
going
thing,
is
though. I mean,
is going network.
Yeah, get rid of cables, do everything wireless.
It's so much
have it all
easier.
plugged in. 100%. Like I have to string things out and, you know, have my laptop sitting on the floor with my streaming capture card hooked up to my computer and then my camera over here, and I'm just like trying not to step because I'm like, hey, it's all fun and dandy when I'm playing on the arcade. But if I take our step backwards, I'm gonna crush a $2,000. I'm gonna be very upset with myself. So I always have to be like very cognizant of my surroundings when I'm doing those.
Well, it's not. I want to stress it's not wireless. It's Ethernet. I have it hooked up Ethernet, so it is somewhat hardwired.
IP-based.
But but it's not like Doug's saying you got a box and you got to wire it in another box. Yeah, so I got enough wires running here. Wait till you guys see the video that I'm going to do, and it has nothing to do with arcades. But this week, for part of my job, they sent me the new Wirecast gearboxes. You guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that.
Yeah. Looks fancy. Looks pretty.
I wired everything up to do exactly what the TriCaster's doing in here, and running like 7 monitors with it. So if we ever had that issue that people remember when RGT85 broke my TriCaster, we could be back up and running in less than 30 seconds. I literally change all my monitors to HDMI 2, pull over the controller, and we're ready to go.
We've got a comment in the YouTube chat that says, from Christopher Calls, says they want to know who next week's guest is. Are we going to give a hint?
Glenn, who is next? Well, he has the schedule, so who's next week's guest?
Next
It's
week
me.
should
It's
be
me. Don't worry,
John coming on.
Wait, say that again. What?
Gamester 81. Gamester 81.
Gamester 81.
Yeah.
Wait,
Arcade
is that
YouTuber.
is that next week or is that the week after? Because one of these weeks, don't we have IR Arcade?
Oh, that's right. II Arcade is supposed to be on the 21st, and John would be the 28th.
Yeah, so we got to confirm that because we haven't talked to those guys. They were the ones like, yeah, let's do it this date. So IR Arcade is next week.
Right.
And then you said
They've
the
been
other
posting
guy.
a lot more on social media, so it looks like they're being a little more active and
Cool.
maybe got some news to share with us next week, which will be good.
Yeah, and then we also have we have a few others that I've kind of been reaching out to. Did you guys happen to see the arcades that they now have that I was just looking at it last night and I closed the browser. They make like the Pac-Man with the lighted marquees and it's got a real Numbskull. Is that the name of the company?
Oh, yeah.
Numbskull. They make those
Yeah.
arcades. They're like a quarter scale. They're $200.
Yeah,
But I
they're
think
worth
they-
it. Trust
Yeah,
me.
I got their Pac-Man right now. And Doug, you have one, don't you?
I got Pac-Man and I bought myself a Galaga, and they sent me a review and I checked that as well. And then I loved it so much that I went out and bought it because once I got done reviewing it, I had to send it on to the next person. But I loved it, so I bought one myself. They got a bunch of other great titles coming out. They got Bubble Bobble coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get that.
Double dribble, right?
No bubbles.
I want to get
Bubble Bobble.
I want to get a Pac-Man one or a Miss Pac-Man one, and I want
They
to put it
actually have
back
Miss
here.
Pac-Man next month.
just to kind of set out in the studio.
Yeah, they are really nice. I mean, they're about 160. I think I paid 109 from.
Well,
149 is what they're listed for on GameStop.
okay, because
Right.
from their
And
site, Pac-Man's
we had a
200
Pi Day. It was Pi Day, and I got it for like 107 or $108, and it's a really nice machine. I mean, it's nice.
for $100
Yeah.
bucks. That's I'd pay $100 for it. But this Pac-Man was 149 from Numbskull, and then it was 200 for Pac-Man.
Well, remember also you got Replicate. They got the Dragon's Lair coming out very
Yeah.
soon.
Oh yeah.
And I just took a look at their change machine, which is an awesome companion piece. That's 6 USB ports on it. You can charge all your little accessories, or just put it on your desk somewhere, and it's functional art. But yeah, Dragon's Lair is hopefully coming out in the next month, depending on delays from China. We'll see how that goes.
Right.
But I'm super excited. For that one.
And I suck. I mean, I suck at Dragon's Lair, but
I think
love the
we
game.
all do, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So Lawrence wants to know, Glenn, what do you call the color of your shirt?
This is actually, it's not coming up too well. It's actually a brown.
What?
It's like a khaki color.
Is
I've
it?
seen it.
Yeah,
In,
it is actually chocolate. It's chocolate.
It looks
I don't know
more
about
like
chocolate.
It is.
looks more like gold.
It's definitely not.
Is it khaki?
yeah,
It's
khaki.
a light.
Mustard.
It's late.
Oh wow, it is the light.
Maybe baby poop color. I don't know. It looks yellow to me.
It looks
Maybe
like
It's actually more of a coffee. Like, it's a brown coffee color.
it looks like a golden
That's
spicy
awesome.
brown when he gets close, but then when he sits down, it looks like a bright yellow because he's got the hot
It
spots on it.
does, yeah.
Great.
I do.
Glenn, I'm gonna have to
Coffee.
teach you the art of diffusing your light.
But I know. I took TV production, but
Wait, what?
Glenn
You
Draco
know, and
show-
you still didn't do it?
of course.
3-point lighting, Glenn.
The
3-point.
The whole point of Glenn's retro show is I use what's available.
You can
There
take
you
a
go.
piece.
I repurpose.
You take a piece of
Yeah,
white.
Yeah,
Well,
if my
Listen,
TV
you
if
take
my TV production teacher came in here, he'd beat me in the face. I know,
duct tape,
but
and white lycra diffusers, less than $5. You could do it, man. That's retro.
I have to get it from 1974. I can't buy a new one.
Take an old retro show Glenn's retro show T-shirt that's white and put it over it.
But I do have. Let me turn this around here. I do have diffusers.
Oh, here we
So
go.
he has
Well,
diffusers
cool.
and he doesn't use them. That's it. Oh,
I do.
okay. So
Get the
maybe you're sitting just too close to
close.
the umbrella. Yeah.
I'm way too close.
Yeah, that
I'm
would
way too close. But I have no room.
see. That's what you know. What I got rid of my umbrella lights because I had the same thing with my green screen, and I found this nice kit, as Doug said, 3-point lighting with tripods. They came with it
Yep.
for less than $100, and they're all LED. Now I can't control the brightness of them, so I put pieces of paper if I need to diffuse them if I sit close to them. But they have a natural diffuser on it. But like I said, less than $100, and they're LED. It keeps it nice and cool. No pun intended. But
I even have my nice high quality dollar store green screen.
hey, that works.
Hey, whatever works.
That
Yeah.
works.
Whatever works.
I usually just a piece of fabric, green fabric that, like a muslin, and just hang it up. I said a muslin. He's laughing.
I mean, whatever works. You saw what George Lucas pulled off with practical effects with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Turned out
Oh,
all
yeah.
right for him. I think
Yep.
people like that movie.
Until Jar Jar, but yeah. And then
We won't talk
Ray.
about them.
But then yeah. I've already taught my son that 7, 8, 9 are not real. It's a bad dream. Just forget them.
Glenn is wearing brown. Are you Browns or
Non-canon.
Steelers? No, I'm not a Browns or Steelers fan. I'm actually a Cowboys fan.
Oh, that sucks.
And you live in Ohio?
Actually, I'm originally from Eastern PA, so I grew up in Eagles territory. But my grandfather was always a Cowboys fan, and so when I was old enough, that's all I knew was the Cowboys. So
Even the clock gave you an answer.
yeah, we're used to
Yeah.
losing. That's just how it is. So.
Well, you got a Mets fan here, so I hear you.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, I
But
know.
see, now I'm a Phillies fan for baseball. I'm not a Pirates fan.
Well, not everybody's perfect, I guess.
Well, hey, you know. And for basketball, I'm a Orlando Magic fan and a 76ers fan.
Oh man, you've got like national reach.
Oh, yes.
For your
Oh, yes.
fandoms, yeah.
But now for hockey, you ready?
Uh-oh.
I'm a
Wait for
Penguins.
it.
I'm a Penguins fan.
Okay, I thought
No.
I thought he was gonna say a Canadian team for sure.
No. I'm a Penguins fan for hockey. Basketball, I'll be honest. I used to follow it a lot when I was a kid, when my brother and I used to play on the playground and stuff. But I liked the Orlando Magic when they came into the league back with Shaq and Penny and Brian Shaw and let's see, Nick Anderson and Horace Grant when he came up from the Bulls. They were like nobody thought anything with those guys.
Yeah, they were the underdog. They were an expansion team.
They were
supposed to be
brand
drafted for
new.
12
So
years.
I'm like, I was new at, I started liking basketball, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna like the Magic because nobody can call me a bandwagon jumper, and I'm gonna get on this team. And then they ended up being really good. So, it's kind of like the Toronto Raptors, right?
Yeah.
So, what do we got here, guys? We're gonna have to wrap it up here. I know there's still like 45 people watching on YouTube. We're sorry for boring you.
Yeah.
But it was a good show, and I'll have to get this up.
Okay, real quick, Matt is saying that episode 1 was a crappy movie, but had a good saber fight. I agree. That was the only saving
100%.
grace of episode 1.
Yeah,
was
everything
Earth Mall was, amazing. All the fight scenes were great, but just Jar Jar Binks and just the way.
You know what the real problem was? I'm going to tell you what the real problem was with those prequels. No one cared about anything other than Obi-Wan and actually seeing Darth Vader. That first film, if he started as a kid, by the end of that film, he should have already been burned. And episode 2 should have been him just cutting everyone down into sausages the entire film. And the same with 3. And he would have made 10 times the money.
Well, they should have just made 1 and 2 like all about the Clone Wars. I mean, it was such an expansive thing. I mean, they've made a 6-season television series about what happened during the Clone Wars, and then the movies.
Yeah, and that's actually a great series. And I can't wait to see season 7.
You guys didn't like the love scenes, like between Padme and Hayden?
The acting was so bad.
No,
I think
it was
so
bad.
It was bad. I think it was the writing was bad.
Because I tell you, you guys are just not giving them any credit.
Yeah.
If your heart is hurting as much as me, please tell me, because my heart is aching.
That's bad dialogue from George Lucas. That's not bad acting. That's just not
Well,
good
you're
acting or anything to work
You're
with.
right. You're right. George Lucas tells good
I don't
stories.
understand.
Not a good director.
Course. Yeah, of course it's course. It's freaking sand, George.
Oh, you know what? Somebody commented on the video that I did before we went on here, and we didn't talk about this. There's also no spinners on the new.
No, I did. I brought it up.
Oh, did you bring it up?
Yeah.
I know we brought up the
Yeah.
trackball.
Which shows how much you pay attention to me.
Listen,
Thanks,
man, I'm sitting here pressing buttons, watching the chat room, bringing guests on. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah.
No, I
that's one
didn't
thing,
catch
like,
that.
Constructive criticism wise, like with the Legends new control deck. Sorry, I forgot the official name. The Legends Gamer. Sorry, had to look at it again. I don't like the big black circle of where the trackball was. Like,
right.
please
That's why I brought it up.
But maybe they
Like-
did
That's why I
that.
brought it
Maybe
up.
they did that
You
for
use the top
future.
on there, but there's nothing there.
No, maybe they
I
did
mean,
it for
but
future.
like
For Glenn.
unless it's a pre-sliced hole, it's not like people are going to be able to just go and throw in a trackball.
Oh, that's true. Because I was thinking
It could just
Glenn's
be,
spinner.
they're using the art that they have. This is
Well, this
just
well,
concepts art,
yeah,
basically.
well, I'm already
Yeah,
working
that's
on
what
it.
I'm hoping. But like
So
to me,
it's going to be a
graphic
Glenn
design wise,
retro show.
like that's a 10-minute job to fix that. Like you could
It
have.
is. I'm working on a trackball replacement now for it.
Well, okay.
That's good to hear.
So let's
That's-
take
that's
this into
what I wanna hear.
consideration though, real quick. Most people don't know what the Legends top looks like, so for them it just looks like part of the decoration of the top.
Yeah, that looks like a compass.
Right.
At least they get a cup holder out.
Southeast, west, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least.
I mean, it's uniform. It fits with the motif and everything. It's the exact same graphic. It's just, you got rid of the little circles around where the spinners would be, but you left this giant gaping circle in the middle.
Well, I hope they
to
get one.
me-
I hope they get one out to us because I know Harold said it'll go 15 feet, but I'm curious to see that latency. Anything you do with Bluetooth as of late, it seems like there's some form of latency from, hitting a button or something. And I'd be very curious if they were able to fix that.
Yeah.
Flipper
Because if I'm
lag.
sitting on my couch, yeah, flipper lag would be a big deal, especially with fighting games. You got those extra buttons, and you're like, all right, I've got Mortal Kombat 11 or the new Street Fighter 5, arcade edition up and running. I'm gonna get after it. And then you're like,
Yep.
button, and the guy's like,
Button, who's got the button?
They do have the connectors on the back, but it looked like an HDMI out and maybe power adapter plug. I don't know.
HDMI, power, USB, from what I could make out in those little bitty images. So it looks like everything is going into that little bitty black disc, the hub, so to speak, and then everything else.
Listen, I'm serious about this. I would, if I can run virtual pinball on this thing without having, like, I don't even need to put a screen on my back, on the back of the Toy Shock. If I can just pull it up just like I do now, with just that screen, I would so put that in there with pinball effects and everything else like that.
Yeah, I mean, you could go the whole 9 yards. You could have pinball on your playfield, arcades on your back glass.
Would it support 2 monitors like that? I guess.
Depends on how you daisy chain.
An HDMI 1 and 2 out or something. Maybe an HDMI split.
Well, it depends. We don't know how many HDMIs it has, right?
If it has one, you can split that signal.
You could split it, but can I? Wouldn't it have to be an extended display rather than 2 separate displays? Because you're splitting it, right?
Well, no, you just have the output going towards one monitor and then swapping it to the
Windows.
Second one.
Windows or Mac, you could do it, but this has no real operating system. If you really think about it, it's just kind of a front end.
Yeah, but essentially, if you're playing virtual pinball, well, I mean, it depends on how you're playing your games. Like,
so I don't know. I don't know enough about modding virtual pinball. Can you just drag the screen over, Doug? If it's extended, can I just drag the?
It depends on the emulator. Some will let you use real estate. Other ones has to go to a different display. It depends.
It depends because, like, there's Pin Popper, there's virtual pinball. There's,
well, let's say pinball effects. Could I, if I split the signal and I do put a monitor in the back, and if I would hook this up, could I essentially then just drag the pinball effects screen that would be the backdrop up on the screen? In theory, it should work, right?
Theory, yeah.
We'll have to play with it.
Yeah, I mean, because this could be Broken Quad says, I came up with this idea. Actually, I came up with the idea earlier today when I was doing the video when they first told us about this. I even have it on the video. But I think it'd be interesting.
He just says nope. Just nope.
If who says nope?
No, John D. He just says nope.
Oh,
I'm not really sure.
With John, it's got to be better than the Toy Shock stuff if you throw it in there. But that's what worries me because there's no operating system on the Act Games motherboard. I mean, I know it's running a flavor of Linux. It's got to be, or some form of Android or something.
Yeah.
But I would still think there have to be a driver to tell it 2 displays. Because even in my studio, when I split a display, I use a splitter. It's mirrored.
Like Windows drivers, because we don't get mouse clicks.
Right. But if I take a let's say a display 2 off my graphics card, I can do 4 displays off the display port. If I take one and then I split it like I do here, that display is going to be whatever the previous display was because it's split. It's not. It's right. So I can't really designate that to be like, say, the black back glass or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
or you could have a dual system. I mean, you could have dedicated pinball on the playfield, dedicated arcade on the back glass, and you have like a dual system going. So, like, if you had a PC,
it'd be fun.
That way,
it'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a nightmare to wire and hook up, but that's not something.
Yeah, that's not what I want to do. If it's gonna be a nightmare to wire, I'll just wait. It's just not worth my time. Let's see here. Somebody else can do it. I don't have time. Is he running a dual screen separate content? takes. Well, that's the other thing too, right? So we don't even know. But he's right. Running 2 monitors, it would be pretty beefy to handle that. Speaking of which, John, your boy, we've been messaging your buddy David. He does not get back to us. We've been asking him since CES about coming on. He's yelling he wants to come on. You've been on 3 times now. I guess we're just gonna have to invite you back. Sorry, he snoozes, he loses. Well, John's more entertaining anyways. Well, he is. He's entertaining. So he can't come on next week. We're booked through the rest of the month. That's why we're trying to get hold of him. Actually, we're even kind of getting booked. We're going to be getting booked into March now. He's got to get in
I have quite a
contact.
few people lined up trying to get finalized.
I know.
It might be
It's
more of a
something
me thing.
audio cut out.
Well, we're trying to get booked we're trying to get people booked in advance so we're not scrambling. So we can get prepared. Same with John. John, if you want to get back in the loop, you got to let us know. We got to get you on the schedule. And because Burger Time launch was that the first week of March.
Right.
Is that when people are going to start getting them? The first week of March. So I don't know. Do you have any other products that are shipping the first week of March? GDC. What's GDC?
Doug, I can't hear you. Can you guys hear Doug?
Oh,
No,
no.
you cut out a while ago.
Oh.
But we just have to look at Doug, so it's okay.
Did your battery go dead too, Doug? Okay. Well, John, let myself or Glenn know. We'll get you on when you have the announcements. Definitely. Yeah, you definitely got to get in March. So get in Glenn's ear so he can get, because Glenn's got a Google Calendar that he's keeping. So it'd probably be better to schedule with Glenn anyways. Because if you do got the the audience wants to know what you guys are bringing. So definitely want to get you guys scheduled. The Game Developers
Bring the wild
Conference.
turkey.
So Doug, what happened? Did his? Let me look over here, see if I can see anything.
I think his headset was wired. Isn't it?
Nothing, Doug. Is that
Dude, karate chop that. I think he's got an
that
Apple too, if I'm not mistaken.
no digs on Apple or anything. But...
No, not at all. No.
In the neural net system, Doug, check and see which mic set is it supposed to be on, and then hit refresh, and then it'll freeze you for a second, but it'll put the correct audio back in there. I'd rather have him do it before I do it.
Eminem wanted to know, Steven, if you saw the video with John D and the Arcade One-Up Girls, and I'm pretty sure he has. I think we all have.
Oh yeah, I did see that from his hired help that he had there.
Nothing, Doug.
Oh, Mike Chamberlain, do I do venison chili too? Absolutely, I do venison chili. Come on now. We put venison in meatballs for spaghetti and lasagna, you name it.
Venison's good.
There's no fat. There's next to no fat in it. So I mean, it's the most. If you're one of those vegans, you really got to try venison because there's like no fat, no hormones, no. I mean, it's all natural, man. It's as organic as you're gonna get.
I'm a moose guy myself.
Hey, now you're talking. Elk.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, elk. Yep.
Okay,
Moose,
so
elk.
Doug, I don't know. You just changed your speakers. Well, I watched it change here, so I don't know if that's what you wanted to do. If you can even hear me.
Is this like God's way of telling us that we're done?
Yeah, well, we've been done. We're just gonna shoot in the breeze here. People are still watching now. Venison sausage is good. I make my own and process it. Yeah.
Still got 8 days left in the Kickstarter going.
Yeah.
I just hit 45,471.
I'll see if I can help Dougie over here.
So close, Glenn. So close.
If I get that 50, it'd be nice. Do the machine for the arcades itself.
So, Doug, you have it set for the virtual line input right now. Is that what it's supposed to be? No.
Sorry, Doug. Nothing.
There's a Samson mic in there. Is that the one you're supposed to be using? Samson? No? Digital audio interface cam link. It'd be good if he could see it and he could just refresh and come back in. I didn't even see him disconnect, audio-wise.
So how about them Bears?
Sorry, I was putting the show on the thumb drive so I can take it over to, when we're done here, wrap her up. See, is Doug messaging? Let's see here.
He's doing something over there.
Leah Moore. I seriously want to know if I won. What do you want to know if you won what? Did I miss something?
You didn't. It's okay.
He doesn't know what happened.
Doug, try.
He's gonna bounce.
He's gonna bounce and come back in.
He's gonna bounce. Yeah.
Okay. Is he gonna try to come back in or? Oh, wait. Let's see. All right. Do we have you?
Maybe.
Hey, we got him back.
Hey, there he is.
Welcome back.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
What? Let me
Did
take.
an iOS update.
No, I had my legs crossed and I, kicked a wire and I unplugged it. But when I plugged everything back, it still wasn't registering. So I just had to.
Yeah, because I
back
chose.
in.
I put it on the Samson mic before, and that's what you have it on now, and it's working now.
Yeah. That's why I kept doing the same thing. And I was still getting nothing. I was like, well, dang it. That's what I was using before. My apologies. Sorry to derail everything.
No, you're fine. We're gonna wrap up anyway, so. But hey, at least the audio, again, guys, with the new machine. So the old machine, I'll show you guys. This was the old machine that was in the rack. So this is the one that kept garbling the audio after we go for like 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Did you ever find out why I was doing it though?
Yes. So on the back here, I used to bring in the feed from the TriCaster into one of these inputs with video and audio combined in the SDI, for those that are not video savvy. So what would happen is the capture card would cause the drifting in the audio because of driver issues that they had that they never addressed. And so I was talking to my company who manufactures this box, which also got those cards, which was one of the reasons they went away from those cards, because the company wouldn't do anything about the driver. So the only way to fix it that I found out was I'd have to reboot before a show, and then by about the 3 or 4 hour mark, it would skip words. It would go, and then after a while, there was no audio. So the internal clock of it, long story short, was busted in the driver for some reason, so it wouldn't keep everything synced up, and the audio would just slowly start drifting until it just tore itself away.
Is that from a Windows 10 thing?
It is a Windows 10. Well, the company that writes the drivers for Windows 10 for that card, which is a Magewell capture card. It's a 4-input SDI. So
it sounds similar to the same kind of problem I have when I talk to my wife. Just words start cutting out.
Just
3rd hour mark.
Charlie Brown's teacher.
Not to make everybody start drifting off into cyberspace and go, what is he talking about? But yeah, no, I mean, it's great if you're not running 24/7, because like this machine here, I've had it running since, and I'm running a beta version of Wirecast. I did a show today with a beta version.
Scandal.
and it's still running. Didn't even reboot the machine. So, and
That's good.
no audio drift. So we're going at let's see here. 8:22. 36 hours and 5 minutes.
Now, how many stories are you putting out a day? I saw the one you broadcast this afternoon, but how many do you a day?
I just run 24/7. This afternoon, or yesterday, you mean yesterday afternoon, I do that for work. It's the On Social show, which talks about doing live video and professional video on social platforms, and how to market your videos, how to monetize your videos, how to stand out from the crowd. And I always have stories about this this bunch of industry people that we deal with. Yeah. It's just like in the broadcast world, okay, we have these guys that they don't want to learn all this stuff. They just want that easy. They just want the easy button. They want that latest app, and they want to be able to go like this. Hey, look, I got cool video. But
yeah, all I had to do is, install this and drag and drop, and then I'm done in 5 minutes or less.
Nobody wants to take the time to learn anything. So when I come over to the arcade industry, everybody's like, I just want to be first. I don't care how bad my video looks. I don't care how bad the audio sounds. I just want to be first, and I want to get it out there. And I don't care if I'm using a green screen. It cuts my hands off when I raise my hands out. That drives me nuts as a broadcaster. So I
throw me under the bus left and right.
Then you got I'm also in the outdoor industry, so they don't understand that you don't shoot video like this. You go like this, right? So you have all these live streams of a bunch of rednecks shooting video like this, like
Instagram is the worst thing to happen to video ever.
I'm telling you. You both went to school for video. You both do it. Yep. It just drives me nuts when people shoot video with the phone up. Listen.
That's why I had a meltdown at CES when my phone glitched out with YouTube, and it was like, you can't record, horizontal. They're like, what do you mean I can't record horizontal? I got the phone freaking locked to horizontal. And everyone's like, your image is upside down. I'm like, God. So I literally had to go resort to vertical video. Otherwise, the whole video would have been upside down. I was so furious about that.
But you're not.
That was an iPhone, wasn't it?
Yeah, brand new iPhone. Like I said, had a gimbal. Everything was supposed to be hunky dory, and then everything that can go wrong obviously does go wrong.
But you're not doing YouTube videos. But Doug, you're not doing YouTube videos like that.
YouTube videos with vertical video.
Yeah, accidents, things like that happen. You gotta I overlook stuff like that. But it's the guy that's sitting there going, like, I don't understand why nobody's watching my live stream. Well, you sound like crap. Like
I was at my nephew's basketball game, and I saw all the parents, holding their phones, and I just want to walk and go, there you go. You'll thank me 10 years later.
My favorite is when they're making videos with iPads and laptops, and they're just holding up the laptop.
Holding it up.
What are you doing?
It's like, looks like they're hiding behind a pan.
So I'm going to show you something here, Doug, because I know we're at the end of the show here, and if you have one of these, this is a Kai Pro APC 4. It's an APC 40, I believe.
Yeah, everyone's got one of those. Come on.
Okay, if you're in music or you've done anything with, you can actually, this will work good as a MIDI controller. You can actually control Wirecast with it.
Nice.
So you if you happen to have a MIDI controller,
that'll be super handy.
So anybody out there that
Am I?
What happened to Glenn?
Did Glenn dip off?
He must have started glazing over from. No, is he being serious? Look at him! Wait! Get a screenshot, everybody. There you go.
That's grumpy Glenn.
He looks like an old man in that.
Glenn. Yeah, he is upset in that image, that still frame. That's the get out of my yard, Glenn.
No, that's
man, does his yoke look good?
That's the Glenn. My son just started playing Minecraft, Glenn.
Yeah. Yep.
Either that or he lost internet because he doesn't even have it like he's calling back.
He did mention that they were working. He was having broadband issues. He said they had like a pole down earlier. So
really,
maybe they put that pole back up and they're connecting the lines.
Yeah,
he said, I think my ISP dropped.
Okay. Well,
go ahead and wrap it.
I think we should wrap it. We'll go to Dark, and I'll put it back on reruns. If you missed the show, hang on for a second. Doug, talk to him. I'll put it in, and we'll start the show right after I get off here, and you can watch it in reruns on my website, thetechbuzz.net/live. If you go there, it'll be playing in reruns. If you have the Roku channel, you can watch it live if you missed it.
Absolutely. So Matt, what did you think about the Legends Gamer, the new announcement today? Obviously everybody wanted pinball, but what do you think about this, portable control deck?
I think it definitely has potential. I mean, it's geared a little bit different than the Legends Ultimate. It's nice being able to have the 8 buttons for each side, and you can just throw that. That's like almost like a party favorite. Like you can just bust that out. You got a bunch of people over. You want to have and you can go in any room. You don't have to worry about
Space constraints or anything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only things people are going to worry about are like what you guys already brought up. How far away can you keep it from the TV? What kind of games are going to be on it? What's the capabilities? But we don't know a lot about it. Yeah, we don't know a lot about it. So once more information comes out and we see what comes out, I think it has a lot of potential. And I think the way the Legends Ultimate has been, it surprised a lot of people. So it wouldn't surprise me if it does well. So we'll see.
What do you think about that $199 price point? You think that was sweet spot, high, low?
I don't think it was too bad. I think it was about right. I mean, you're not paying, $500-600 like you would for the Legends Ultimate, but I think that's a pretty good price point for what you're getting.
Yeah, I thought so too, especially considering like the current kind of market for those typical Pandora's boxes is about 125, 150 for the going rate on those. So to be slightly above it, but you've got more features available to you that those Pandora's box units, all in one, arcade control decks don't have the capabilities, like the ability to play your USB OOS games and the BYOG and things like that. I think it really kind of adds an extra value to it. So I think that $199 price point, especially with the free shipping, that makes it a pretty sweet deal in my opinion.
Yeah, and with the connectivity, like you were saying, I mean, being able to, if it has the same connectivity as the Legends Ultimate, being able to play all those other systems, Steam, Origin, all that good stuff. I mean, that's not a bad deal at all. And especially if they keep doing firmware updates for it.
Yep. And then 4-player connectivity. So like if you got friends over, plug in some USB joysticks, or we'll find out how that works when we see a little more about that. But they did say you could add more to it, so you could essentially get some USB controllers, or potentially, heck, if you wanted to go crazy, you could maybe get 2 of these things and hook them up and have 4 people, and you're still under the price of a Legends Ultimate, if you're going at the Walmart price anyway.
Yeah, definitely. And I think with the built-in paddle buttons, it makes me wonder what exactly pinball games are going to have on there, or their features that they're going to do with pinball. Because if they're building in the buttons to use, they got to have something in it, I would imagine.
Yeah, that would make the most sense anyway. You got 150 built-in games, and while they're not ready to release those yet and announce those titles, which is understandable because they're probably still signing those contracts and everything, but to have those pinball-esque buttons on the side all ready and set up makes you hope for and kind of assume that there's going to be at least some sort of pinball game connected to this thing right out of the box, and that way you can test those out the moment you're ready to go. You unbox it and plug it up. So
take a look at that in big red letters.
Hey, you know what? I've got a neighbor that I can slide $199 to that's trustworthy. He can order one.
No, I'm just saying, I wonder if they're doing that to try to discourage scalping, because a lot of the community has stated that they're really mad because you got these guys that are buying 3 of them.
Yeah, until you get a control of like your supply into the market.
Yeah.
If you want to avoid that and nip it in the butt, the first thing you do is you limit the supply that gets out there. You don't let people buy 20 of these and then just automatically flip it, especially if you're not going to have like a second shipment come until Q4 2020.
Right.
You just shoot yourself on the foot.
I mean, I get it, capitalism at its best, but in the same respect, I always hated it when we were looking for a toy for my kids, especially around 100%. Christmas time, and you got these people that are scalping it. Yeah, no, I don't, and I'm worried because I'm actually thinking about buying the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, and I know we didn't talk about that today, but I really want a TurboGrafx 16, whether it's the Mini or it's that, because there's a lot of modding potentials with it, and also, I don't know, I never had one as a kid, a TurboGrafx 16. My friend had it. I always played it at his house. I always wanted them, but they were so scarce and expensive at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm debating whether to pay $100 for that and pre-order it, or there's a pawn shop that's actually a pinball arcade that's about 10 minutes away from me that they had a used one, a pre-owned one for 125, an original.
Yeah, but then you run into that problem if you go the original route. Then you got to pay those original prices for the games.
You got to
And
find
those
the
are not
games.
easy to track down,
You got to find the
and they're
games.
pretty expensive because every game show I've been to lately, there's been a couple of vendors that have those, and they're definitely asking a premium for some of those rare, nicer titles that you're probably looking to play. So that's that argument, emulation versus actual product. Some cases obviously you always want the real thing, but some cases it just doesn't make financial sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Bonk's Adventure 1 and 2 are going to be on this, so I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
I might pull the trigger. I might order one this week.
Well,
Pre-order.
full disclosure, I ordered one the day they went up. I'm like you, I didn't have one growing up, so this is like
Oh, you did
my
pre-order
first
it?
Yeah, I pre-ordered it because I was like, wow, I never got to experience this, and it's not something I was willing to go out and
Right.
invest in collecting and everything. So I was like, this is my shot to experience the Turbo graphics.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seriously thinking about it because then I have a mini Nintendo just because the same thing. I didn't want to invest in all these cartridges, so I bought it has like 900 and some games.
Yeah,
But-
you can just mod it, hack it, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. Throw all the games on there. Same thing with the Genesis. You can do that. PlayStation.
I have the
Mini, I mean, all of them.
Genesis. I have
Yeah.
the only one I don't have is the Super Nintendo one yet, but I have I don't have Super Nintendo or Nintendo 64. I used to have one in college, and I think my roommate took it. I had the Donkey Kong Country one, the green see-through one. So I was kind of bummed about that, but all the other, I have everything else. I have the Dreamcast, the original Dreamcast, all the PlayStations, and what else do I have over there? Oh, the GameCube. I have a GameCube over there. So, no, I definitely think I would play the TurboGrafx 16 and they got the Japanese games on it too, not just the US.
Exactly. Those rare titles that you really weren't going to be able to find.
And you won't find them if you have an original. So I think you're right. I think
Yeah.
I'm just gonna splurge and put my like you said, just hit the button. That'll be interesting. All right, guys, we're gonna go dark, and I'll have reruns up here in a second, and you guys can watch the show. If you have the Roku app, if you haven't downloaded it, go to the Roku store, look for the TechBuzz Network, or it's TTB Network, one of the two. You can install that app. You can watch any of the past shows in reruns as I play it, and you can also watch the show live if you decide to, when we're live. So that is there, and we'll see you next week because I don't think Glenn's coming back. But
No, I think he's out for the evening.
so we'll do it for Glenn until next week. Game on.
Game on, guys.